Why can't you be normal for once, Tifa?
I can't help it.
Please explain to the world why we're being like this.
I wasn't doing anything. What did you do this time? I did nothing. I was just sitting here waiting for stream to start. And that was it.
Tifa kindly made tea before. I need to start even. First of all, happy Karfreitag, everybody. It is Easter Friday. That's what we Germans call it. Not Easter German. Not Easter Friday, but Karfreitag. I just thought that was funny. And now I fucked it all up and it's just weird. Oh well. Happy Friday, everybody. It was a weird day today because we didn't have to go to work. That was nice, but it felt like a Sunday kind of.
I was so sure it was Saturday.
The weather was also kind of sucky, so Tifa spent it playing video games for like 6 hours today, and then she realized, oh shit, I have an exam to prepare for on Tuesday, and I thought it was Saturday, and we're still streaming tonight, and I thought, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's the face of somebody who should have been studying earlier. But
I thought it was Saturday, which means I had all evening to study.
Tifa, what the heck come after Thursday?
I forgot.
It's fine. So.
But yeah, I did not do anything.
Yes, you did. You played RuneScape Wildlands.
No, I meant
Wildlands?
before stream.
No.
That was the question.
Dragon Wilds? What's it called? The new one?
Dragon Wilds, I believe.
Yeah. Tifa likes it. She played for like 3 hours yesterday night when it launched, and now like 6 hours today. I take it it's good, at least for her. Anyway, not the story. We can get to it in a moment if you want to. We made dinner earlier. And
Shocking.
Shockingly, yes. We eat sometimes. I know. You don't see that from these bodies, but it happens.
It was really nice. Like, I got some pineapple juice last week. That was cheap. Like, you know what? I saw a recipe the other day for a sweet and sour sauce with like tofu, which required pineapple juice, and I'm gonna make that with it. It was surprisingly good.
So we made a sweet sour tofu, which was surprisingly tasty.
It was nice.
But we made a mistake. We were almost out of rice. I thought the batch I made was enough for 2. It turned out to be about a third less of the amount that what we normally end up eating for dinner. So our stomachs shouldn't be super full. The moment Tifa sits down for sound check, her stomach is making the burpee sounds again. I swear she's doing that on purpose to annoy me when I'm trying to do the sound check. There's no medical reason for this to happen. It's all there and on purpose in there. Anyway. It doesn't happen really, because we didn't eat as much as we normally do before stream. You know, if there's nothing in your stomach, there's nothing in your stomach. That makes sense. Tifa goes, makes tea, we sit down, we do our pre-stream rituals. Stuff is working. And I ask her, are you ready? Yes. I double check, are you ready? Yes. And the moment I press the button, that you're about to see us, Tifa's stomach goes.
I just did it live.
Yeah, that one was low pitched and
was
long.
More dramatic.
Like summoning a demon of some sort.
So yeah, Jack just gave an entire life story, but it wasn't that bad. It's just my stomach is acting up, and it started just before stream. Jack was like getting all. Before we start, we go like.
Everybody heard that.
Before we start, we always go, who starts?
Yes.
Just so that we know someone is going to give an intro line.
Because when we don't, sometimes neither of us does, or both of us do.
Like that.
Both?
So the standard
Not easy to listen
question
to.
is who starts. And this time, Jack would start. So he was getting all ready to start.
Yeah, and when Tifa's stomach went.
I can't help it.
Hey, you can.
Hey, and saying slurping.
Yes. Beautiful.
Oh.
The one thing I left out in the story, Tifa usually has this opinion. I call it an opinion, not an idea. That she can like get rid of it if she goes like.
Yeah, because then you put like some pressure on your stomach, and then you can, if it's already there, I feel like you can force it out.
I think that's just weird.
But I feel like it helps.
As long as you feel that way, Tifa. Now, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Easter. When do people actually celebrate Easter?
I think I saw a message on Discord that it's Sunday.
But, okay, so here's why it confuses me. I'm pretty sure in my childhood, usually with Easter we also do like a gift exchange thing, like with Christmas.
We didn't get anything for your grandmother yet.
We still have tomorrow to buy stuff, Tifa. It's fine. Last minute shopping is great. Nobody else will have that same problem. But Christmas is easy. Christmas in Germany, the gifts you do on the 24th. In other countries, you do it morning of the 25th. With Easter, I'm pretty sure we've done Friday, we've done Saturday, we've done Sunday, we've done Monday in my family. And it never stuck which one is the one that people generally celebrate.
I've never even heard of gift exchanges on Easter until I met your family. Like, don't people just do a egg hunt?
Yeah, but which day then?
Capitalism!
Oh, which day do you do the egg thing then?
Every day.
4 days is like a marathon.
Might as well.
Gifts on Easter is very new. Yeah, it's not a traditional thing, like not hundreds of years, just capitalism.
Well, that's what you guys know.
Yeah, but just because Jack's family has been doing it for at least 36 years doesn't mean it's an everybody thing.
Fair enough.
I would assume there is some like capitalism influencing religion kind of thing, because isn't Easter technically like the highest holiday in Christianity? What with it celebrating the death and rebirth of Jesus?
Why did I think Christmas was?
That's the birth of Jesus.
Yeah, but I thought that was... You're talking about highest in...
Yeah, listen, I'm not religious. I never went to like religious teaching classes and stuff, but I think everybody gets born, and in religion, not everybody gets rebirthed. Hence why that is technically the bigger thing.
Okay, yeah, fair. Fair, makes sense. Jack is correct. Okay.
Here!
I'll take it.
See, I never bothered studying these things, I never learned about them, but I still know some things. Yeah. Which day do people...
I always kind of forget when whatever holiday is, but at least I know when I get days off. So I'm already happy with this very long weekend. Were you guys off as well today? And what did you do?
Easter is on Sunday.
Yeah, we said that.
Why do I get off Friday and Monday then? I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. I like it this way. I do like the 4 days off long weekend thing. I'm very happy. Don't take this the wrong way.
We should have that once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Once a month,
yeah.
A long weekend.
Yeah.
Without having to spend vacation days on it.
Hot take, every week should have 3-day weekends.
I can fully agree with that.
Fuck capitalism.
I'm just not willing to hand in the salary to achieve that.
Yeah, same. That's my issue too. I would love... Like, I don't really care what I do for a living as long as it's something I can get behind. You know, if you tell me, here, sell these insurance policies to people that need them, I'll be like, cool, I'll do that. If it's like, I don't know, sweep chimneys, I'll do that. As long as it feels like it actually is something that people need, that makes life better, I'm happy to do it. So I don't necessarily, as long as I can pay my bills, I'm not the kind of guy that goes like, oh, I now need to apply for this position because I want to have even more money. I can pay my bills, I can afford the things I want to, I'm good. I'm happy. But if I could get into a position where I can make it so that I only work part-time and still have enough money, that's my dream goal. To still be able to afford all the stuff, still not be completely stressed out from work, and then go, I'm only working 4 days a week.
Well, my biggest problem is I'm quite sure if I would go part-time, we can still afford everything.
Yes, but less.
Less.
Easy, just don't buy shit. Yeah, that's my problem.
And I'm happy with my job. That is very important.
That's a very important thing.
I am now at a point where half of the time I'm happy with it and half of the time I'm crying in the bathroom when regretting my life choices.
Am I one of those?
No, just talking about work.
Then I'm happy to help you first.
Just work. But I also feel at a point where I can't get stepped down anymore. You know what I mean?
Why?
Because I have this weird mindset.
Yeah, you hesitated a second to... Yeah, she was still thinking.
I was still thinking on how to best say, because I have this weird mindset.
If she was trying to save herself, she looks and sounds different. There's a minimal difference, but I can't tell. I would have not let her off the hook otherwise, trust me.
There's this weird mindset that I can't go down in salary.
But why not? You earn more than me. Is there something wrong with the salary I earn?
No.
Then what would be so bad about you earning as much as I do?
I don't know, it's a very weird... It's a very weird thing, but I'm somehow it's the thought that stops me from going back.
It's nice to have disposable income, isn't it?
That, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would... Every time I think like, nice. Oh, I would love to work part-time. I actually did once, if you can still remember. I went from 40 to 36 hours, which is not that big of a step. It was half a day
I don't recall.
It's
been a while ago.
Yeah, that was like 5-6 years ago when I was a teenager.
Tifa, I love you, but if it happened before the pandemic, my memory is hazy.
It was before the pandemic. And I went from 40 to 36 hours. And I'm like, okay, I got a half a day a week extra off. Let's start with that.
That's
Seems
not too bad.
Nice. And then I tried it for like 4 months. For 3 out of those 4 months, I still worked 40 hours or more anyway because I couldn't get my job done.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I basically worked for free. Because I get paid. I don't get paid by the hour. I just get paid
a monthly salary.
A monthly salary.
Yeah, that's hella stupid. No.
And then in that 1 month, I did have the extra half a day, but I wasn't productive at all. I just spent it reading and playing games.
But Tifa,
and then it felt like a waste as well.
No, stop. Full stop. I feel like I completely understand what you just said, and I feel that, and it hurts me. And listen, I'm serious here. Every time I feel this way, I start feeling like shit, and I've started to break that vicious cycle. Your free time isn't to be productive. Like, if you just feel like doing nothing, just lay on the couch, read a book, there is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know it is. It's just a weird mindset, and I think lots of people have the same problem.
Yes, but we all collectively I believe we need to all break out of that bullshit. There are so many people, so many influences at all the time, like, you need to keep being better at things, you need to self-improve, you need to hustle, you need to Fuck that. That's not what humans are made for. Like, what's wrong with just enjoying your life? And if enjoying your life is, I'll just sit in a chair and chill for half a day. Cool. If that's what you feel like doing, just do it.
Fair enough.
You know?
But I would still take the long weekend once a month. That would be nice. That would be nice.
Yeah. Save so much money not going on vacations. True, but I don't spend money frivolously, I want to say. Unless I get scammed with my washing machine, of course. Then I spend too much.
Which we're getting back tomorrow afternoon, by the way.
Hopefully.
Like, fingers crossed how that will go.
I do. Usually, Tifa, please back me up here, or don't if I'm talking bullshit. The things I regularly spend money on are video games. Mm-hmm. Which I think, from a cost to entertainment ratio generally aren't bad. Like if I buy a game, usually I buy them when they're on sale. So let's say an average of 20 bucks. Yes, I wait that long. I buy games years after they come out when they're on a steep sale. Because I have too many games to play anyway. So I want to say the average is about 20 bucks per game.
Yeah.
Average.
Yeah, fair.
Very rarely I buy something on release at full price. Mario Kart World. Usually I do not.
Well, I want to say Switch games are an exception. There the average is not 20 bucks a game.
Yeah, but that's being made up for when I buy games on Steam when they're like...
Yeah, okay. When they're like
85% off. This is now $179 and I'm sitting there like,
do I buy this?
Do I want to pay less than half a cup of coffee at a cheap place for a game?
Oh, this game is now 99 cents.
Yes. Sometimes even that. So I buy video games. And the other thing, and that is what costs us money, is vacations. There's nothing wrong with doing nothing when you are off. Just staying at home, doing whatever you feel like. But I like traveling. I hate flying, but I like traveling. One of my life goals is to go to every continent at some point.
Oh, but whenever I say, let's go here or let's go there, you're like, no.
Because Tifa, sometimes you say shit like, Jack, I found this cheap thing. Let's go to Somalia. And then I'm like, I wouldn't mind. I would like to go to Africa at some point. But can we not go to the place that is internationally known for the amount of pirates that they have? You know? Or it's like, hey, I saw pictures of South Africa. And I'm like, yes, but can we maybe ease me into it and not fly like across 2 continents, because that's a long flight, I think, and I'm not ready for that yet. Other than those 2 things, video games, and food. I also eat. I do...
Food is definitely our biggest expense. But our vacations aren't that bad either, especially at the times, because we often also go to the Netherlands. Then we just stay at my parents' place, so we don't pay...
Yeah, but when we treat them to like a dinner every now and then, we pay for groceries.
Yeah, but if you consider, you would also have to pay for like a hotel or a stay.
It comes down to about the same cost, because what we don't pay for a hotel, we pay for groceries, not for 2 people, but for like 5 or 6, depending on how many people we are. Which adds up. It really does. So we don't have kids, we don't have pets, it's just the 2 of us. And unless we go out for food, we don't really spend much. Which happens like once every 2 weeks, roughly. Our idea of treating ourselves is to get a kebab.
Dinner.
You know?
Tuna.
We are blessed and cursed to have cheap taste. Works for me.
That is true. Looking forward to Expedition 33, we'll buy on release.
I've seen...
On the Switch.
Bits and pieces of it. I think it's multi-platform on everything. I know it's also on Steam, definitely, because that's where I've seen the trailers. It's... I think gameplay-wise, it's like a JRPG, turn-based, right? But it looks nothing like that. I cannot speak today. My mouth keeps trying to form 2 words into one, as you can hear continuously. It looks good. Also, for some reason, it doesn't seem to be full price. I don't know why that is. Besides the whole like Steam release sale, like 10% off, I think it is. It's like 40 bucks, I think.
I'm trying to find out, but I need to tell Steam that I was born in 1906 to view the page.
I like how we are all born on the 1st of January. Right?
I mean, they don't really care. They just have a legal obligation to ask, and as long as that's...
Scroll down to the price.
Oh.
She's scrolling so slow, it's so annoying me.
There it is. 45.
45 bucks for the standard edition. Oh, 50 euros is the normal price without it being on sale.
54 for the deluxe one.
That seems fair. It looks good. Let me know how you feel about the game. Psycho comes out in a couple days, right? Yeah.
1 January 1969, every time.
I leave it at 1st of January, and then I just scroll up until I think, yeah, this is more than 18. Then I click. I change my age every single time.
It's disgusting how little you have to scroll nowadays, don't you?
I feel like I have to scroll more the older I get.
Well, it's technically the same, but it feels little when it comes to like years.
Yeah, I mean, either way, you just have to go back 18 years. But in my mind, I'm looking for 89, the year I was born, and I was like, that keeps taking longer. It's like, oh yeah, I'm aging. That's why. Hello, Ranger. Happy Friday. Happy Easter. How are you doing?
Cheers. Have you already done an egg hunt with the kids?
When do you celebrate Easter, if you do celebrate it? Doing like a poll here. Also, can you turn off that video on Steam because it's...
Oh, let me just close it.
Seeing a video play in my peripheral vision is throwing me off.
I just wanted to see the game actually, and it does look really good.
Yeah, I think we just saw a cutscene.
Well, regardless, I'll take it.
I can finish 13 Sentinels before that, already 15 hours in. I know I have the game, I haven't touched it yet. How long to beat? 13 Sentinels. Main story average 30 and a half hours. Should be doable, depending on how busy you are.
Well, it takes a while, yeah, but that's... Psycho's off now. So much time.
I assume at least 4 days, including today.
We celebrate WrestleMania in this house. With eggs?
With or without?
Wait, is WrestleMania on Sunday or is Easter Sunday?
I think the answer is both. Yeah. I'm not into wrestling. I don't like it. Not... Hear me out. Not because of what they're doing. If people want to do what they do in wrestling, then that's perfectly fine. I don't like the whole machinery behind it. I made the mistake. Yeah, I made the mistake. The capitalism behind it. I made the mistake of watching what was it called, Mr. McMahon on Netflix. That kind of documentary about some parts of the life of Vince McMahon. Is his name? The former CEO of the WWE. I don't want that company and the people attached to it to get my money, even if I just watch it for free when it's on.
Isn't it kind of every sport though?
Yeah, that's why I generally don't watch sports. Correct.
Right there.
Correct. That's what. Usually the German thing is soccer. You would be not wrong if you imagine that the average German is nuts about soccer, football over here. I never cared. Even as a kid, I didn't care about people being paid a lot of money to kick a ball. There's a skill involved, not gonna deny that, but I don't care. I simply do not care. And when you then see that whatever called FIFA goes like, yeah, let's have a championships in winter, in Qatar, in the middle of a desert, it's like, that's not a good place for soccer. Where are the stadiums? We're gonna build them. Okay, yeah, let's put stadiums in the desert, because surely they will keep being used, right?
Well, isn't that's also the same with the Olympics? They build entire villages or cities basically with the size fit, and then it's just abandoned.
And I hate that too.
Yeah, I agree, but it's an everything thing.
Yes, and I hate that too.
There are plenty of other companies that aren't WWE.
Are there?
I want to say that's right.
I mean, I wouldn't know because
maybe not as big.
I already don't necessarily care for it, so. Yeah.
Played the ultimate bad guy because he was the ultimate bad guy in real life.
Yeah.
I've only seen bits of the documentary, but
it's really good.
Rough world.
I feel like the documentary is good. I don't know how much of it is actually true. I wasn't there, but assuming that all the things the people being interviewed say are true, true to fact and not just their opinions, then there's a lot of shit there. Plenty of it.
But I think at a certain level, there is nowhere in no field where you can get around that. I think that's the biggest problem.
Almost, yes. There is very little in terms of companies where I'm like, I have no problem with what you're doing. Zero. I just love everything you do. I would love you as a company. Yeah. Very rarely.
Except for the company that made Baldur's Gate. Larian Studios.
Larian Studios is pretty cool, yeah?
They're pretty cool.
I like them.
Yeah.
It's like, here, we made a game. Oh, we're gonna keep adding things to it for like a year, 2, whatever. We just keep giving you more stuff because you love the game, we love you, just take more. Okay.
But even though they were awesome, we're not talking about the same level here.
Yeah, no.
Like they don't quite reach the type of
Baldur's Gate 3
height.
sold well, but it's not a $1 billion kind of thing. I think. I don't know. I hope it would be.
Yeah, but I think that's where the difference is. That's where these $1 billion companies, like, you don't get there without stepping on some backs.
Or maybe you just don't, and then you don't. I like that idea.
Yeah, but then you don't get as big.
I'm okay with that. I'm good.
But yeah.
Vince has always been a filthy carny who doesn't care who does or gets abused along the way. Yeah, it seems like that. Very much so. Always been my highest supporter of a racist grandstander Hulk Hogan. It felt really weird. I didn't follow up on anything Hulk Hogan for like decades. I remember Hulk Hogan from my childhood when he was a wrestler and an actor.
Yeah, that's what I know him from.
Do you remember seeing Tropical Thunder? I think it was called, or Tropic Thunder? I don't know.
I can't say a single movie title, but I know I've seen him in movies.
It was a TV show.
And he had a reality TV show as well, I think.
Yeah, that I already didn't watch because I don't care for those kind of things. But basically, my Hulk Hogan experience is seeing him as a kid as a wrestler. Didn't care, but whatever. When he was in TV shows and movies, where he was like, oh look, it's a strong guy doing action movie stuff, cool. Then fast forward a couple years, when there was something about a amateur porn thing he was in. Like, again, like, if that's your thing, then go ahead, I don't care.
Don't remember.
And then he's a Trump supporter. And I'm like, no, not for me, don't love it. No. For a second I thought Tifa was now gonna look up Hulk Hogan porn, but she looked up Hulk Hogan TV.
Just to see if it shows his...
His what, Tifa?
I forgot what it's called.
Penis. His what, Tifa?
Thunder in Paradise.
Oh, not true. Tropical Thunder is the Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr. and like Jack Black and stuff. Also a really good movie.
Filmography, TVography, I don't know, this list you always see that shows what they've all been in.
Yes, filmography.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Or credits, acting credits.
No, it's never... Holy shit, his page is long.
Yes, people love the Hulk Hogan.
I don't think...
plenty of text in his Wikipedia article.
I don't think I've ever seen a scroll bar this long on a celebrity on Wikipedia. Damn, this is long. I need a...
What specifically are you looking for? Because you cannot see this, but Tifa's just scrolling up and down right now, like in the same place.
Well, now I was trying to find a thingy I could click on to skip straight there, but...
You mean on the left-hand side where it says filmography?
Oh, that's where it is now. That is handy. Filmography, that's the word I was looking for.
I only said it like 8 times already.
Gremlins, that's what he was in.
He was in Gremlins?
I've seen him in Gremlins.
Gremlins 2, the new batch.
And I think
he had a cameo in it. He wasn't like a main character, I think.
That is all I've seen him in. Actually.
Cool, now put that away, then we can get
and
back
the
to the rest of it.
In some episodes.
In 2 of them.
Yeah, but still, he was in it.
Oh well.
Back then, I recall seeing everything from the 18, so I've probably seen him in there.
Yeah, probably. There's a reason Vince doesn't run the company now. Yes, that is true. multiple reasons as far as I'm aware. Doesn't even include how much he was passing out roids like candy.
Different times.
He disagrees with that. But oh well. Qatar is also a horrible place for US military base, but yeah. I want to argue that as a pacifist, every place is a bad place for a military base. Imagine if nobody had one. Be nice. Imagine if all of them got turned into parks. I would like that.
That would be very nice, but never going to happen.
It's my utopia. Maybe one day. The gremlins storm a theater where Hogan is watching a movie and shouts at them until they turn the flick back on. Did you look that up or did you remember that, Dark Lord? Either way, thank you. No. I noticed that lately I've been pre-apologizing for how I'm saying things, and I made the decision that I will stop doing that. No, remembering that from, I think the movie came out in 1990. I just saw it, I should remember.
So I think it was 96.
Even remembering from the top of your head something from a movie from like 30 years ago is impressive. Equally, looking that up to tell us is also very nice. So either way, thank you. But I'm flabbergasted that you would just randomly know it. That's what I was trying to say. I will drink some water. Tifa.
How did we even get here?
I have no idea. I usually don't.
WrestleMania.
Here for the ride. Yes.
How long is...
This time it was Ranger.
How long is WrestleMania anyway? Is that like a weekend thing? Or is it like a one-day big event sort of thing? I hear it every single time and I keep forgetting.
I think that's just the name of a program.
Isn't it you know, like...
an event?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think that's just... I don't know. You have to tell us, Ranger, because I refuse to Google it. I've seen the clip, I haven't watched the movie, it's middling to decent. I liked Gremlins 2 better than Gremlins 1.
I really gotta rewatch Gremlins. It's been a while. I'm currently going through the Final Destination movies again.
I made the mistake of watching part of it with her.
Oh boy, did I miss them.
No, it's... For people like me, it's absolute nightmare fuel. No.
Oh, they're so much fun. I finished the third one last week, I think, at the gym. And now...
At the gym! Tifa sits on an exercise bike, pedaling away, watching Final Destination movies. What?
You gotta do something while you're on that thing.
Okay, fair enough, but why that?
Well, what else do you watch at the gym?
I usually listen to music.
I was at some point...
There's a gym scene? Oh my god. I didn't know that.
I at first was watching Outlander, and then I was like... there's quite a lot of sex scenes in there in the later seasons. So I shouldn't watch that in the gym, I guess.
I thank you for not watching softcore porn at the gym.
So instead I went to death and went with Final Destination.
So instead I watch gore.
I feel like it's better.
It's different.
And the scenes are usually a bit darker too.
The seats are darker?
The scenes.
Oh. What?
Oh, which means if you're just like looking across,
oh,
it might already be harder to see. Yeah, visually
darker, because I was thinking more gruesome, which is like the opposite of what I want in public, but anyway.
I remember the gym scene, can't remember which one. Gym scene is not in the first 3, so it has to be 4 or 5.
Or 6 or 7, didn't they make an almost infinite amount of Final Destination movies?
I thought there were 5.
How many Final Destination movies are there?
And the funny thing is, I have never...
6. 6 movies, 10 novels and 2 comic books.
I had never seen 1 apparently. I always thought 2, Final Destination 2, was the first one.
I have seen 1 before I've seen it with you. Seeing parts of it with you, I remember seeing it at some point.
Yeah, that was completely new for me. Like, I was waiting for this truck with the logs to start coming, and it never came. And it was too.
Still don't like it. Also, to answer my question from earlier, WrestleMania used to be one big night, but now it's 2 nights. There we go.
Oh, see, so it is like a yearly
It's an event.
Yeah.
But due to release the last Final Destination movie soon, because we don't have Tony Todd around to be the mortician.
Wait, there's another one coming?
True. Tony Todd died just recently, no? Yeah, true. Wow, 6th of November. What a shame.
Oh, I did not know they were still going. That's probably why I had it recommended to me. And I was like, oh yeah, I should definitely watch this again.
I wouldn't be shocked if now that Tony Todd died, people were like, oh no, I remember him from somewhere. What was he in? Then they find Final Destination and then those movies get more popular again.
Oh, that could
like remember when Michael Jackson died and then suddenly he went platinum again?
Yeah, that's always the case when an artist or celebrity dies. They often hit record sales all of a sudden.
If I was a musician, artist on that level, I would fake my own death just to make more sales. Has that ever been done before? Has anybody attempted? I mean, it's super macabre, you shouldn't be doing that, but has anybody attempted it?
Celebrity faked own death.
That's not the question, though, Tifa.
Increase sales. Is that not what you...
No. Because it was specifically about musicians.
The first article, 7 celebrities who are believed to have faked their own death. Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Princess Diana, Kurt Cobain, Tupac Shakur, and Marilyn Monroe. I'm assuming that's blurted out.
Can you click that away because this makes me angry?
Yeah, it looks like I put in the wrong question.
Yeah, you're going down a certain rabbit hole. Nobody needs that.
Yes.
Princess Diana, knowing for a sing career. Yeah.
To be fair, I looked up celebrity who faked their own death to increase sales. Princess Diana could
What
sell
was Princess Diana selling, Tifa?
Merchandise?
I don't think she had merchandise.
I don't know. Oh, actually, capitalism, tourism. People went to the UK just to see a glimpse of her. The royal house is pure capitalism.
The royals sell merch, but not Princess Diana. I think maybe we mean the same thing, but I don't think, especially with how the royal family treated her, I don't think she would have seen a single cent of that outside of, well, you kind of belong to the family, so this is your allowance that we give you every, I don't know, week, month, whenever. I don't think she got rich off of her being well loved by people. I think that came from other sources, but I don't know. Her merch came after she died. Also disgusting in a way.
I mean, that's how it works.
Talking about things that are disgusting. Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cried, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi?
I come prepared.
Oh, Tifa did her homework for once.
I can answer this question. The last time we played Higurashi, Reina went home after school one of the days and noticed things were different. Because her dad surprised her with redecorating the living room. At least everything was new and shiny and the old stuff has all been thrown away. That's absolutely where we started. There was some uninteresting things at school. Reina went home, said goodbye to Keiichi. She saw a truck in front of the house. The living room was redecorated.
Okay, carry on.
So she has a talk with her dad, who's like, hey, surprise, I finally redecorated, threw the old stuff away, which had all of the memories connected to...
The living room now basically is pastel colored and looks like the TV shows of the time. That's how she explained it.
Basically. Unfortunately, together with the old stuff in the living room, her junk that she has collected also has been put out with the trash to be picked up at a later point of view. which
A
is
later
like
point
a
of
later
view?
point of time, which is slightly sad. But okay, so Reina is also a bit sad about it, but she tries to be happy.
She has
Towards her
conflicting
dad.
feelings because on one hand she herself tried to destroy some of his stuff a while ago because it reminded her of her mother. On the other hand, it's like
He's
there's
moving
still
on.
memories attached to it because this is our furniture, this is our home, this is how, like when I think of my home, this is how I envision it.
And Reina doesn't like dumping away stuff. She's the one that gets it back.
Yes.
So yeah, but her dad is in a spending mood because he also spends some money on new clothing, which he asks Reina to pick up in town. So Reina goes...
2 jackets specifically.
True. So Reina goes and goes to the store, but unfortunately it's not there yet, but the truck will be there in like roughly an hour, so please wait for it. Reina doesn't want to wait in the store and decides to go visit a cafe which is near, which is...
And suddenly
shady as
we
fuck.
have a change of narrator because instead of seeing the story unfold through the eyes of Keiichi or...
it was Reina.
Or Reina, yeah. But in the chapter so far, it's either Keiichi or Reina.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine just following me for once.
But you said Keiichi first, we weren't Keiichi. Is that a bug on the wall?
I love how me trying to continue the recap is so interesting to Tifa. She starts counting the spots on the wall.
It's distracting me. Like I now see it from the corner of my eye. I will live. Please continue.
Thank you. I told her with my eyes that I feel like strangling her. Don't make me sit like this because I will. Reina goes into this super shady cafe, which starts being shady at the door because like the glass is blackened out so that you cannot see inside, which is not usually how they do it for cafes.
That's already a sign to not head in, but...
She goes inside, sits down at like one of the first booths available, and it turns out that in the back there's people, namely our old acquaintance Teppei Hojo with his, let's say, girlfriend. What's her name?
Rina.
No, what's her name?
Rina. Oh, her real name, I forgot.
He calls her something else. He also forcibly makes out of her a couple times. And even though I say forcibly, she's into it. It's not that he's forcing himself on her. This is just their way of doing the hanky-panky. And we, through the eyes of a third-person narrator, learn that the two of them are scamming people. She lent some dudes some money. They now come back to try to pay off their debt, but they only have enough to pay off their actual debt, not the interest that they accrued. So she is roping them into another scam of theirs. And in the end, the two of them shove off. When, thankfully, 2 other people enter this place for completely different reasons, and it turns out that Shion and Kasai are here, because Shion has learned that they make some sort of
They shove off because
dessert.
Kasai comes in.
All that debatable. Shion wants a special type of dessert, so Kasai goes and asks if they have it. Shion follows him, and they bump into Reina. And Kasai, eventually, after some prodding, tells Reina, yeah, those two know each other. He's her pimp, basically, and they're both into shady shit.
She specifically looks for single rich people or single rich guys that she can wrap around her finger, then takes all of their money and runs off, basically. I forgot what that scam is called.
Being a con artist.
Yeah, but I think that's a specific name, but it doesn't matter. That's what she does, which is basically, and the rumor has it that
Yeah,
I restarted. And the rumor has it that she has a big fish on her line at the moment, which is Reina's dad.
Badger game.
Oh, that's it. Thank you.
True. We even talked about honey badgers.
Yeah, I think he specifically, or Kasai specifically said.
Yes. Yes, and we also talked about badgers, the animal, so
Yeah, I know.
that I could have remembered that. Thank
I
you.
was adding to it.
Didn't feel like it. When the yes and feels like a no. Yeah, I think that was all. Why are you scratching your arm like that?
Because it's itchy.
You can't see this, but Tifa scratched herself so hard she now has a long red stripe along her arm.
Yeah, and that's itchy. It burns.
Have you tried not scratching yourself like this? And when your skin doesn't tell you, ouch!
So yeah, that's where we currently are.
It's gonna be one of those days, people.
Oh, and Reina's past this little moment where she specifically says that she will now save her dad because she couldn't before.
She considers it.
No, she was absolutely going to.
She asked herself whether she should.
No. I remember determination that she was going to save her dad because she failed before.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true.
I wasn't considering it. Oh, maybe should I?
Yeah. I keep conflating the two moments because on her way to Okinomiya to pick up the jackets, she was having a very mature moment where she thought to herself, well, I don't like Rina, but she makes my dad happy and he deserves to be happy, so I should just give him space and time and just let them be, and I should try to move out and I should not be here because this isn't good for me. Basically denying herself to feel anything about this, which is also not great, but that's what she did. And then after this, she's like, yeah, I need to do something. So I have a strong feeling she's gonna end up murdering people.
And the thing is, well, we do know she ends up dead. So
true,
she
we learned that in the opening to chapter 3.
Exactly. So it could very well be if we now just try to connect the dots immediately. I think if I was Reina, I don't think my dad would believe me in this situation.
Definitely not, especially knowing that you and her are at odds. As in, she is okay with you, she's trying to not make it weird, but you don't like her for the sake of you just don't like her.
Yeah, but then it's like, hey, you might be jealous and I know it's change and blah blah blah, and then you go into that whole circle. So I might even ask Shion or Mion for a favor and send Kasai to talk to my dad, or pretend that he's a police officer, I don't know what. But go like, hey, you know this woman you're dating?
Tifa, what makes you think anybody talks about issues in Hinamizawa when killing somebody is on the table?
I mean, that is true if I... Actually, let me not finish that thought. But yeah, I think that's a reasonable choice if it's on the table, I guess, yeah.
I mean, Reina isn't Shion/Mion, so for all we know, communicating to solve problems, don't be silly. For all we know, Reina could actually do these things. I wouldn't mind that. That would be good writing, or it could be well written, and it would be enjoyable and understandable. But with how the stories have gone so far, I doubt it. I do not think so.
Well, how old is Reina? Actually, no, Reina's a bit older here.
Reina's like 15, 16?
Yeah, that's already too old.
I believe Mion and Shion are the oldest at like 17, 18.
Well, in this case, I would ask Rika or Satoko to do it. Because I've actually...
Where did you suddenly come up with the vibe of like, I'll just ask the 6-year-old to kill somebody? Some
real shit that I learned this week.
Yeah, Psycho, I'm with you.
The son of a friend got beaten up this week by a group of like 8 to 9 kids. And all of them were like 11 to 12 years old who did it.
What the fuck?
With the exception of one who was 14. So at some point, the kid that got beat up and robbed by those others, he had a friend which was coming near and he called the police. And despite knowing that the police was called, all of the kids stayed there to continue, with the exception of the 14-year-old who ran off.
Because the 14-year-old is the only one old enough to actually get into trouble. That is so fucked up.
Yes, and they knew. They were aware, which means all of the younger kids just stayed, and there's no consequences for them because they are too young to get any consequences despite what they have done. So
Hot
basically,
take.
the lesson learned.
No, Tifa.
If you want to have a crime done.
Hot take.
He's fine, by the way. The son is fine, just
Good.
to get that out.
Hot take. The age of accountability should be flexible depending on the actions of a person that has done the thing. Because if a 12-year-old does bad shit willingly, purposefully, because they know I'm too young to be persecuted.
That's the worst thing, no?
Fuck that.
The fact that they are cheeky enough to just know that they cannot get in trouble, I feel like that is absolutely mind-blowing. And yes, the age of accountability should be lowered. Especially if you do it with the intent. Like, you know you're not gonna get shit for it.
Yeah, being fully aware of the legal ramifications or lack thereof. No, that should... No.
Which means it's probably not the first time either, because which 12-year-old honestly knows that?
Yeah. No, sorry, Mr. Officer. Paragraph so-and-so, you can't do this to me. I'm 12, by the way.
Yes, exactly. There's also a show, a Korean series, I forgot what the name is, which is specifically about a judge that rules cases like this. But they're a bit more extreme, like kids murdering someone. But they're all younger as well, like also around 11, 12, and all of them know they cannot get trialed for murder. So she takes like justice into her own hands. But the fact that that is an actual thing, and it didn't really click that that was a thing until I heard what happened this week. So to get it back into Higurashi, that's the answer. Reina can't do it, but Rika can.
I feel like I'm getting a headache from the wild ride you took us on, Tifa. Also, by the way, if you go back in this stream video, you'll notice that at the beginning, Tifa was like, I would ask Kasai to talk to my dad. And then that immediately went into, I would ask the two 6-year-olds to kill my dad's girlfriend.
Yeah, because then you went like, we don't talk when murder is on the table.
And you just went with it.
Yeah. It's kind of tradition at this point, isn't it?
Oh look, video games.
Gotta stick to the town's customs.
No. No. It's pink, it's you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting.
I was wondering why you didn't say anything yet.
Imagine, by the way, if you're colorblind.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what does that have to do with it?
I mean, you might be able to pick up on it after a little bit, like we did originally when the text just seemingly turned pink out of nowhere because the writing changes. But hey.
When I got home, the door was locked. I used my key to get in and I found a note in the living room. Something's come up, so I have to go. I'm going to eat out tonight, is what the note said. This wasn't the first time he'd done something like this. Each time he only told me he had to go to Okonomiya for something.
The answer is sex. Probably.
Why can't he have that in his own home?
Because you don't know when your kid suddenly comes home. This isn't the age of smartphones where you can track where your kid is. If I tell you...
really leave to another place for that? Instead of just doing it in your own house?
Yeah. People generally enjoy doing the hanky-panky undisturbed. They have love hotels for that, among other things. Yeah, there's probably a place that Rena lives in where they can do it.
Yeah, true. And Rena likes spending money. Fair.
Maybe they're just out shopping, spending all of his money. Or maybe it's the hanky-panky.
But I knew the real reason, because I heard him talking on the phone once. Now we're gonna hear it. Rina-san must have had some free time between jobs and asked him to have dinner together. I heaved a sigh, looked at the new living room I hated, and went to my room. Enjoy, Ranger. Joining you.
Please do. Also, hello Yugi. Happy Friday. Happy Easter. How are you
Cheers.
doing?
I thought back over what I just heard at the coffee house.
I tried to rationalize her. I'm not gonna try that.
I tried to rationalize the meaning of her actions there. Maybe she had to pretend to be a bad person because she was being threatened by the man. But even after the man she called Techan left the table, she continued to threaten the guys and pushed them into signing the loan contract immediately.
She did what to the guys?
She threatened them.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say?
Treaton.
No.
Treaton, I think, is the knockoff ruler of Atlantis. The bootleg version. Not Triton. Treaton. And again, there's some wild dog outside barking. So clearly I must be right. Also, Yugi is pissed off for Easter.
Oh no, what happened?
What happened? And I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it wasn't because of me, but I'm sorry you feel that way. What happened?
But Ranger finally served the kids. Time for lunch for me too. Enjoy, Ranger. I hope you're having dino nuggets for some reason.
I hope you served the lunch to the kids. Serving the kids seems like something that could happen in these games. Welcome in Skinner, congrats on being first. How is your Easter Friday going?
What he said.
It's some winged termites getting in the house and our roommate is blaming me and my boyfriend.
Winged termites?
She always finds something to complain about. Why would anybody think you purposefully, willingly would get winged termites into the place where you live? That just seems weird to me.
Yeah, having termites already seems horrible.
We must have laid the eggs or something.
But they with wings. Ugh.
I hate it when I accidentally forgot I laid termite eggs. Yeah, no, it happens all the time. And I just thought it's dandruff, you know? No, it I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And I hope you can get rid of the termites quickly. It's also not great.
If just a few got into the room, that should be easy enough.
Yeah. Just learned about the crucifixion. That's fucked up. Yes, it is. The more you think about it, the worse it is. Eli had dino nuggets.
Hey.
Nice.
I saw or I heard a song about having dino nuggets last week, and ever since then, every day, there's this 1 second where I think of dino nuggets. It's like this hidden message I feel like was implanted in me to buy dino nuggets.
We could tomorrow when the stores are open again.
But I don't want to buy dino nuggets.
But I do. I like dino nuggets.
You want dino nuggets?
Kind of.
You can get dino nuggets.
Skinner just got back from the gym not too long ago. Actually did extra cardio. I must be ill. Don't know why I would do that.
Well, as long as you're happy.
Winged termites mean there's a colony nearby. They usually show up during spring to scout out new places to nest. Should be fine though.
Redirect them to her room.
Kill them with fire. Maybe not fire because that's a hazard, but be safe. Like termites is not great. The dino nugget plague is spreading. There's worse things to spread.
I feel like dino nuggets somehow were a bigger thing at some point in life.
Yeah, when you were a kid.
Like cheeses were cut in the shape of dinos. The
I'm
nuggets
sorry.
were dino
Wait,
shaped.
stop. I'm sorry. Did you say Jesus or cheeses?
Isn't that what we celebrate at Easter? No, cheese. Cheese, like cheese slices. Like there were so many dino things, but maybe I just paid more attention to them when I was younger.
Yeah, because you were going through your dinosaur phase.
I feel like there's barely any dino nuggets or dino things.
Better? Remember when Jesus turned himself into dino nuggets to feed from? That would be one hell of a story. Just saying. Yugi left the front door open, termites flew in while they weren't looking. I hope not. Can termites spread like that? I mean, that's how we got a moth infestation once, so...
It's not very polite. Our moths came in Through the
IKEA
curtains we bought at IKEA.
Sorry, IKEA, but it happened when we bought your stuff.
I have not had curtains in this house ever since, and I'm still traumatized.
Same.
By curtains.
Maybe actually crawling through walls or something. I mean, they're termites, they eat through things. Could be.
Also, they are super tiny. They'll get through whichever crack they want to get through.
Yeah, just through under the door.
I don't think your house is completely hole-proof.
Yeah.
But yeah, sounds like you're having a fun time with your housemate. Offer dino nuggets.
Maybe, or cheeses. Either way. Cut like dinos.
If she was threatened to play along with the man, she wouldn't have done it. If she was pretending to be a bad person, she could have shown a little bit of mercy or sympathy when he left her alone with them.
When he left?
It's like holding water in a bowl you made with your hands. No matter how sturdy you made the bowl, water would leak from your fingers. Mercy and sympathy leak out from you. But nothing, not even a drop of water, leaked from Rina-san. Her hands weren't even moist. They were all dried up.
Wet exists, writers. Why did you have to use moist?
I think when this came out, moist wasn't as...
No, Tifa, people have always hated the word moist.
Yeah, fair. I'm not sure what it is, though.
It's the way it sounds. It's the way it feels when you say it. Moist. Moist.
Tifa's right, it definitely became a meme. Yeah, I don't remember when it became the most hated word of the year.
When the internet became a mainstream thing and people all collectively banded together and realized that the word moist is weird.
I mean, it kind of is weird, but...
Skinner has opinions on termites. One thing's for sure, my kitchen's 100% hole-proof because we had the bitch replastered on the walls and ceiling and the floors and a layer of cement and then some lino placed down.
No flying termites for you, Skinner.
Yugi, if you need anti-termite strats, I think Skinner has opinions. Moist is fine. Or sometimes Skinner says things where I don't know, is that actually his opinion or is he just being a contrarian?
Skinner's trying to get rid of that after gym aggression, I see.
Yeah, that extra cardio is not helping you, my friend.
There was no water that could leak through those hands. Rina-san was threatening those guys as much as the man was. Neither was leading the other along. They were doing it together. That was it. Rina-san is a bad person. My brain cells accepted this idea with applause.
Without applause.
I thought it kind of said without applause. I don't know. It seemed weird already.
Rebel without applause. You don't know the phrase rebel without a cause?
Yeah.
Back to what I was thinking about. I like the idea that I do things and then, you know, when your brain releases endorphins, the things that make you feel happiness, my brain cells go, but like mini claps, like.
The one controlling you.
Yeah, happy brain. Stops the zombie, rebel without a pulse. Also, same pun, yes.
All works. After all, I always hated Rina-san. I just couldn't accept the feeling because my father liked her. But at that moment, I could finally accept it. She's a bad person, just like my mother. She's an existence that will ruin everything and destroy my father's happiness just by being with him. That is true.
She also smells like a bitch.
Yeah, also true. Facts. But I wonder if my father would understand that Rina-san is a bad person if I told him so. He's not going to.
How about you don't tell him, you just kill her? Because that is where this is leading, right?
My father likes her so much that he would jump over a cliff if she asked him to. He thinks everything she does or says is great, and he interprets everything about her in a positive way. He protects her and praises her without her asking him to.
Women, am I right? No, you're not.
I'm not a kid anymore.
I love how Tifa just left it there. Like, no, I'll just carry on.
I understand how a woman can tame a man.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I want to hear that.
It's different from love. Love is about trying to build a relationship. Taming is just a way of satisfying the lust to dominate. She's just trying to make him into her slave. Women can deceive men. Even my father. They can use dirty methods to ensnare men like they're following a manual. It's the weak point all men are born with. Their penis. Even with a strong will, they can't resist it. That's why we hate those women who exploit that weak point to deceive men. That's why I couldn't bring myself to like Rina-san.
Men, am I right? I want to say hoes before bros, but that doesn't apply either.
Yeah.
Because the guy is an idiot for falling for it, and she's a bitch for being like that. Everybody sucks here.
Is he an idiot for falling for her? No, I don't think so. Do I believe there's a special type of hell for people like Rina-san? Yes, I do. The fact, it's not even just...
Bruh, do you blame the dad?
Hey, somehow.
I don't know, because we don't know how they met. That's all I can say right now. Because, hear me out. No, hear me out. There are so many stories. If I remember, I promise. Somebody remind me near the end of the stream or after stream. There is this beautiful screenshot that's been making the rounds ever since it happened. Something like billionaire owner of sports club, 73 years old, finally meets the love of his life, 26. She didn't even know I was rich. And he looks like a burnt egg with hair, and she looks like an Instagram model.
I mean, it happens. Look at our king in the Netherlands. He went to wherever, I think they met in South America, on a trip, and our current queen was a teacher.
Listen, do I believe that people can just randomly fall in love with each other? Sometimes people with each other who others would say, they're way out of your league. Yes, that happens all the time. Look at Tifa and me. I don't know how I scored her. But
smooth.
It could also just be that the dad went grocery shopping one day. He accidentally, as far as he knows, he bumped into her. They had small talk. They vibed with each other, and he thinks they just had a cute moment, and then that's how it developed. I don't know. I wasn't there.
But even if that wasn't the case, that's still not his fault. These people... Who the fuck let you have a king?
Your king. I think. So again, Britain is at fault.
It always is. But these people know exactly how to play a person, and they have this whole plan set up. And I don't know, I feel like there's a difference in scammers and these people. You have people that can just scam someone in a moment, take all of their money, and be gone. No feelings attached, just pure...
Basically like a robbery.
Yeah, just an instant robbery. Like the messages you get over WhatsApp that tell you, hey, get me this gift card. No feelings attached, it's pure business.
Hook, line and sinker. I put out a scam, somebody fell for it, I've got their money, I'm running away with it.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have...
That's just business.
The other side, which is people like Rina-san, who fully go into it for weeks, months,
years sometimes.
Years sometimes even, to get all of their money and then just disappear and go for it. But to get someone that emotionally attached as well, that is just pure scum.
I agree.
And then it doesn't matter if you fell for a Kenyan prince or Brad Pitt who's in the hospital. and request your money. Yeah, it's the long con, but that is so
It's disgusting.
scummy, and I can't even think on how someone is able to do that. Like, at
It's
some
very
point,
easy.
wouldn't you feel bad?
No, well, even if, I don't care. Then I
Yeah,
just
that-
move on to my next target.
Also, I feel like there's a special type of hell for people like this who are able to do that and just go like,
You just have to understand that my wanting your money is a much bigger deal than the morality of us all. And man, it's easy, you know? I mean, the concept is easy to understand. You do something, somebody gives you money, you keep doing it until you got enough money and then you leave. I'm trying to think like those people. It's absolutely disgusting.
my need to be rich supersedes your sorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah?
I don't care what I need to do, I just want the money.
But to have that level of I do not care is just...
Yeah, that level of lack of empathy for another living being. To just go, I'll just steal your life basically, because I will fuck you up on so many levels. I will take your money. You will probably need therapy after this to ever trust another person. In the process, you will most likely destroy every relationship with any other people in your life, because I will be toxic as fuck, so that you cling to me, you give me everything. I will leave you an empty, sad, and penniless husk. It's disgusting. It's no different to calling rangers small.
Completely different. Man, you need to play the coffin game when it's done. The coffin game. Is that a... Let me open that so that I don't forget. Is that a visual novel as well?
I don't know. The Coffin of Andy and Lele?
Is that it? Oh,
If
that
it is,
it.
close that, because spoilers.
Yeah, but if you want to...
Close it.
You would need to click
Close
on it on
it.
Steam, if anything.
There's a difference between having something in your Google search history, therefore websites will show you more about it, including spoilers, and looking something up on a store page.
Jack's growing paranoid already, and we haven't even started it.
Yes, because just from uploading... we will never get through this chapter. This is a true thing that happened 2 or 3 days ago. I do not look up anything Higurashi. I don't Google Higurashi or Higurashi related terms. The only thing I do on the internet is I do the Higurashi streams, and then afterwards I upload them to YouTube. And for some reason, the genius that is the YouTube algorithm the other day decided, hey, somebody uploaded a Higurashi video. And I look at the screen, I see a familiar art style, and the title, my eyes just read the scene where Higurashi go... no, delete, get away with a channel, no, don't recommend anything like this.
That's just scummy to put those things in your title. I
Yes.
hate that of some articles too.
That's not the point. The point is, the internet knows I have something to do with it, so the internet shows me things that have to do with it.
Yeah. That's
So
how
I
it
just
is.
don't. If that's the actual game, close. Yeah, but
Closure!
Yes.
Better go through this game ASAP. Yeah, it will just be a couple more weeks.
If Tifa ever continues reading.
I bought a visual novel for Switch, by the way, yesterday. 9 Rip. Which I am gonna force all of you to play with me as well. At some point.
I feel like I'm gonna die 9 times just before Tifa reads the next line.
For the sake of argument... Wait, what's unreciprocated?
Unreciprocated.
Oh, I said it right.
No, you didn't.
What game? I missed that. I was testing something. 9 Rip.
9RIP. No, you don't need to Google more.
No, I'm putting it in the message.
No, you need to read the line, Tifa.
For the sake of argument, let's assume I acknowledged an unreciprocated love like that. But that would only be as long as it was love. If it wasn't love, If it was just a method to threaten and squeeze money out of him, I would never forgive her. I remember that conversation at the coffee house. I got distracted because I can see outside.
What?
All the windows were...
Oh my god, Tifa, please!
I
Please.
have already said...
The backgrounds exist.
I know!
The backgrounds exist to give you a general idea. Tifa, how about this? You can actually not see outside. Those are paintings.
I was going to press A, but Jack immediately has to go into it. And yes, it's a waifu simulator, and apparently it has an awesome story, and we're all gonna play it together. Rina-san said that my father is a big spender. In fact, I think he spends more money without hesitation than before he met Rina-san. I was happy that he started to regain an interest in going out into the world again. But now I don't know whether I should be happy or not. No, you should not. He controls the money of the Ryugu family overall, but since I do the grocery shopping, he often gives me his bank book so that I can withdraw money. Because of that, I know where he keeps his bank book, his personal seal, and other important stuff.
A bank book and a personal seal? That seems so archaic.
Don't you need to be like rich to have a seal? Like I know certain checks, if you have like a stamp or a seal, it only gets accepted if it matches yours.
Really?
It's like with letters back in the day from important people. It had to have like a seal on it, which represents you, like a signature, but a stamp.
It doesn't ring a bell, I'm sorry, Germany was more advanced when I was born already.
It doesn't seem like a 80s sort of thing still. They're in one of his drawers, which he usually locks. I know where he hides the key, and I know the combination of the cash box inside the drawer. He might be coming back soon, so I felt a little nervous. But I had to make sure.
Suddenly, Metal Gear Rainer.
I opened the cash box, which had some bank books, personal seals, stamps, and unused postcards. I removed everything from the cash box to get at the bank books. Then I found something new.
A ring.
On the bottom of the box there was a bundle of new 10,000 yen bills. Its thickness wasn't something I could ignore. That's what she said.
That's what drew me to Tifa.
There was also a paper wrapper that looked like it had been bundling the bills. The wrapper had a stamp that said it was a bundle of 1,000,000 yen. How much is 1,000,000 yen? A couple thousand?
For the sake of me not googling it, let's say like 100,000. It's quite a chunk of money. A hanko seal is very common for people to use for official document signing or bank work. Bank book would be either a ledger or a checkbook. Alright.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have a seal as just, I'm gonna call it like a commoner, no?
A hanko seal is very common for people to use for official document signing or bank work.
Very common doesn't mean every household has one.
It doesn't mean exact. Do you know what word common means?
Yeah, but what's common? I'm just saying.
Just over 7 grand in today's freedom money.
Oh, I thought way more.
But that's because the yen is really weak currently.
He usually kept some cash at home because it was troublesome to go to the bank every time he needed money. But it was usually around 100,000 to 200,000 yen at most. He's never kept such a big amount of money at home before because he knows it's unsafe. The extraordinary amount of 10,000 yen bills was abnormally intimidating. I tried to open the bank book, but my fingers got numb all of a sudden. A part of me was trying to deny the things I heard at the coffee house. It wasn't because I wanted to defend my father, or even Rina-san. It was because I didn't want to believe my father was the husband in Hinamizawa the blackmailers were talking about.
Whatever she's gonna find, it's gonna be completely messed up.
I opened the bank book. The last time I saw it was about 2 or 3 months ago. It shows countless withdrawals since that day. I probably wouldn't normally understand what those numbers meant, but I felt in that moment as if the 10 different digits were speaking to me. They were a series of cruel digits. It starts with some understandable expenses that I assume represent dinners or something. But then the amount of money starts to become nice round numbers, like a 5 or a 10.
Oh my god, can I like go treat myself? Can you give me like, I don't know, like maybe 5,000 yen so I can do my nails? Maybe like, oh my god, I saw the cutest jacket the other day, but it was like a little bit expensive, so it was like 10,000 yen.
Yep. I can tell by looking at the dates he withdrew money that he wanted to have a certain amount of cash on hand when he went out with Rina-san. Among those expenses, a big number appeared all of a sudden. It was too much money to spend on a date. Hundreds of thousands of yen.
That's what I was saying earlier, he bought a ring.
I looked at the date of the withdrawal and I traced it back in my memory. I remembered, around that time, Rina-san was talking about moving into a new apartment. He bought completely new furniture for... I know the market rate of rental apartments in Okonomiya. You need to put down 2 safety deposits and 2 payments of key money in order to rent an apartment.
2
deposits
payments of key money?
And 2 payments of key money.
Yeah, with us it was 3 safety deposits. As in 3 months worth of rent as a safety deposit.
Yeah, but what does that plus key money mean? If the safety deposit was out, I would have just assumed the payment of key money was the deposit. Key money, okay. That amount of withdrawal sounded reasonable now. He paid the whole down payment for her new apartment.
For her new
apartment. After that, big numbers appeared one after another. I could tell they were for congratulatory gifts for her new apartment or something. The numbers got bigger and bigger. It looked like at first he was withdrawing only the amount of money needed, but then he started withdrawing big amounts all at once because he knew he was going to use it someday anyway. The change meant only one thing. He lost his sense of the value of money. The balance kept going down, and I started feeling anxious about what's going to happen if he continued spending money like that. But then I saw a deposit of a big amount of money into the account. Where did that money come from? There was only one thing I could think of. I opened the other bank book. It was easy, like a puzzle for kids. Are they using him as a, what do you call it, a donkey?
Money launderer?
Or that?
I don't know.
I think the person you use to transfer money to different accounts is like the donkey, if they do it unknowingly.
I thought that's the person trafficking the drugs for you.
I think you can also use it in money terms, but I don't know. It was like playing with an easy jigsaw puzzle that comes with huge pieces that you don't even have to put together to see what the whole picture looks like. Like 4.
2.
Or 2.
Huh.
My father was using money from his time deposits.
In Japan you can deposit time?
I would like to deposit 2 years.
No wonder so many Japanese people look like they barely age.
In other words, the settlement my mother paid my father when she divorced him. To him, it's cursed money. I'd understand if he wanted to use it to get a new love. But that was just an excuse to use the money from his time deposits. Money is money. Even though it's his divorce alimony, it's still important money for our future. Even though it's cursed money to him, that doesn't mean he can waste it. Big expenses start appearing one after another. There are many expenses, upwards of 6 digits. For some reason, I could immediately tell they were for buying electric appliances and furniture. He must have been buying everything she asked him to. If, from the beginning, Rina-san was only seeing to check if he could end up being a big catch, she must have been trying to find out how much money she could squeeze out of him. And my father bought her anything she wanted, no matter how expensive it was. So she probably thinks of him as the perfect catch now, because he is. They got that tech from us. That would be so nice to be able to do that.
I think that would open so many cans of worms.
kinda. And loopholes. What if you deposit money and time and you die and then you get that time back?
I don't know. Then you suddenly have the ending of Super Mario Galaxy happening all over again.
Yes. Wormholes, basically.
Skinner, when you say it, it sounds nasty.
Worse than moist?
Yeah. You only have yourself to blame. You only have yourself to blame. I think they made a movie about that. Yes, they did. With,
really?
I believe, Justin Timberlake in the main role. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The numbers in the back book told me so. The simple numbers and dates on the bank book had started talking to me. Around the time he started withdrawing big amounts of money, Rina-san started coming to the house more often, and she also started spending the night.
Psycho, at this point, I think it's fair to assume that the dad is, at the very least, oblivious. There is nothing wrong with if you're in a position where you have the money to help out a person close to you, that you do that. But give the poor man a break. He deserves to be happy. He really does. I wish him all the best. He didn't deserve to be treated like this by his bitch of a wife, ex-wife. But the more money you give her, you spend on her, the more time she spends with you is...
Yeah, no, sorry.
99% of the time. That's the con. And it's not just...
Yeah, but at this point it's already too late to see it. It's been weeks.
Oh, darling, if only you could give me some money, I wouldn't have to work this dead-end job and I could spend more time with you. Every week.
You would... The thing is gone. It is a bug.
Great.
You would not see through this one bit. When we met, if 2 months after I would have asked for all your money, you would have given it to me.
Yeah, and I would have deserved being con.
Yeah, but then you get it.
Yes. I do get it. I understand why this is happening.
Then why are you judging him?
Because when you're on the outside, the signs are obvious.
When you're on the outside, all of the signs are always obvious.
Yes, usually. And?
Do I need to talk about how you let yourself get scammed by the laundry guy?
You were in the room when it happened.
Yeah, but you got us into the scam.
You didn't stop it. So, a convenient coffee.
No, I actually did miss swallowed.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. I was trying to stop it. And then, unfortunately, I went along with it too. So we both got scammed.
Tifa, do you see a dog in the background again?
A dog? I mean,
I see
you can't see the
Rayman.
mouse. I mean, there could be a dog face here with the little paws.
Stop, Tifa. Please stop doing that. Can you see the mouse? Yes, you can. This is Rayman. This is his left side of his hair. This is the right side of his hair. That's the eyes. That's the mouth. And that's like his arms and body. He's doing a cool pose.
Oh yeah, I see it. We had this topic already. Yeah, but you can see something new every
That
time.
was with blood splatter, with the helicopter from Mega Man X. This is different. So what do you see, Tifa?
Well, you could put a dog in it. Let's say here you have the 2 eyes and a nose. Then you have a little ear here and an ear here.
Oh yeah, and the shading.
Then
yeah, like a Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah, then you have 2 little legs here. It's like going
It's
forward.
looking diagonally down left.
Yeah, he's like looking down in this direction. Then you have the 2 legs here, the shape of the neck. Bit of an odd back body.
Now you
but
lost me.
He's jumping.
No, you lost me. You know what that is though? This here? It's a cow. These are the front legs. Then this is the udder. These are the back legs. That's the back. And this is the head. And there's the snout. It's a chunky cow.
And here, this little fade here at the butt.
That's the tail.
That's the tail. Yeah. I actually do see that.
Over here you have Daredevil. Or Daredevil's mask. This is the head. This is the side. Right eye, left eye. Here's the nose. Here is like a more sunken in face. The side of a skull.
I don't see it.
If only this game had memory notebook technology from that other franchise we played, and then we could draw over it. Yeah, it's gonna take a moment.
Yeah, that would be handy. But I think it's clear enough once you see it.
And over here, top right, you have a happy bleedness. That's the tip. There's eyes in it. A mouth.
So I think that's where we need to move on. There is no bleedness in that.
Are you sure about that?
I am pretty sure.
Bleedness is usually more likely than you would
Is the
think.
mouse gone?
Yes.
Around the time he started withdrawing big amounts of money, Rina-san started coming to the house more often, and she also started spending the night. Didn't we?
So she started fucking him when he gave her more money.
No, it was just the next logical step in their relationship.
Yes, after you paid for it.
To Rina-san, my father was at first just a guy who spends big money. But around that time, she landed her big catch. My father used to refer to her as my friend at Okonomiya at first, but he started referring to her as Rina-san around that time. This is partially his fault. But he was betrayed by his beloved wife, and he was feeling hurt and down for a long time. Yeah, that's like makes you even more vulnerable because you finally have this little bit of happiness from someone who gives you that attention that you've been lacking.
My wife left me seemingly out of the blue. My life sucks. I'm now taking care of my daughter by myself, and suddenly this attractive lady seems to be really into me. Oh my god. Karma. It balances out. I was happy for a while, then I got really down and sad, and now it's looking on the up and up again. Finally. It makes sense.
It's also partially my fault. That's why I didn't want to blame him. And he's not that good looking either. There's no way he's immune to women. He must not have been able to resist an attractive lady who aggressively approached him when he was feeling down. He's crazy about Rina-san, and he can see nothing other than her.
I want to say I don't know how that was in the 70s and 80s in Japan, but with how starved for attention a lot of guys are today, still works. Still works.
Yep. You gonna press?
No, I already advanced the text while I was talking.
I already said this. Press.
Sometimes I think Tifa's lying to us.
Don't make me go back and show you.
Please do.
I can't blame him, because Rina-san trained him to be this way. One sec. How long are we streaming for?
Go on.
I put the bank books and the other things back in the cash box. This cash box is just like my father's heart. Rina-san is eating up the contents.
So she is a money vampire.
What should I do? Think, Reina Ryugu. Should I tell him about Reina-san's scheme? No, that probably wouldn't do anything. The whole point of taming an animal is that it won't run away from its owner even when the door is wide open. My father probably won't leave his cage even if I opened the door.
So if talking to him isn't an option...
Now he starts stabbing. Should I confront Rina-san about her plot when he's with her? The results would be the same.
She sure does suck. That's why he keeps paying her, take it.
Rina-san would run behind his back. He'd probably try to protect her. If she pressed her breasts against his back, he'd protect her no matter what.
Boing!
I couldn't make this a problem between me and him. First of all, I was trying to get rid of Rina-san for his sake. If we got mad at each other, it would give the advantage to Rina-san. It would be like I was putting myself into her trap. Then that meant I couldn't make him do anything. If I couldn't make him break up with Rina-san, I'd have to talk to Rina-san directly. So instead of making my father fight, I'd have to fight in his place. That's even worse. Like, what is that going to do? In the end, Rina will pull him out of the house more and more.
Yeah.
Takes more of his time.
Hence, just behead the bitch.
It is the best option. Like, we've had several options now, and that one wins every time.
Haven't we learned that in chapter 3? If somebody is being problematic and you don't want to deal with them anymore, just bash their head in. You know? Then you never have to deal with them again. It just makes sense.
But how? That guy, Kasai-san, who was with Shi-chan today, seemed to know the man Rina-san was with. I wonder if I can somehow meet him again. He looked scary, but I was introduced to him as a friend of Mi-chan. Mi-chan has a lot of power around here. There's no way he would treat me badly. I wondered if he could tell Rina-san and the man to back off from my father. Hey!
Did Tifa really call that? Really?
Did I not say that is a good way to go? That would help me a lot. But I didn't know how I could meet him again. I could ask Mi-chan for help, but I don't want her to know about my situation. This is a problem of the Ryugu family. This is nobody's business but mine. This is how all problems always get solved.
Yeah, by not telling anybody about it, especially not your friends or any adults that might actually be able to help.
It's the Pretty Little Liar dilemma.
Yeah, oh god. Just makes me mad. Chew people up and spit them out again. You just take and drain everyone of all their love and emotions. Columbia from the Rocky Horror Show.
Why is my nose suddenly so itchy?
Because somebody mentioned the Rocky Horror Show.
That must be it. Ow! The middle bone.
You don't have a bone, man.
Yeah, the middle cartilage or whatever it's called.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. I meant to help.
Yeah, this is a battle that I'll have to fight alone. I regretted my parents' divorce. I wept about the tragedy I could have prevented if I had tried. I wasn't going to weep this time. I wasn't going to let the chance slip away. This time, I would fight for my happiness. Or option, what are we at, E? Just withdraw all the money yourself.
True. Can't get robbed if you already took all the money out.
Yeah, exactly.
Genius. Genius. New tips unlocked. How about, Tifa, before we get into that, we do take a short break.
Sounds good. BRB.
BRB.
We're back.
We are, and now Tifa could hear the game if there was sound. Imagine being ready before I press the button. Property estimate. Dear Ritsuko Mamiya-sama, Executive Housing Corporation. Attached estimate. We thank you for your past visits and inquiries to our office. We've included the estimate for the property you inquired about. Basic information. Property name, Palace of Versailles, room 707. That already sounds so affordable.
This sounds like middle class.
Not needlessly luxurious at all. Property code 14M1421. Property type modern condominium. I know they're not at all related, but I can never read the word condominium without trying to say condom minimum.
How often do you even see the word condominium?
Very rarely, but every time it happens, I think of small minimum condoms. Like the ones I use. Layout 2LDK. What's 2LDK?
2 rooms. 2 bedrooms, maybe?
Two looms? No.
2 rooms.
Yeah, 2LDK.
2 rooms, probably.
2 large, dark, Knights. A mini-boss fight in Zelda.
For condominium. It's getting worse.
I'm pretty sure if you Google that, you will find plenty of pictures. Mostly yellow.
Banana.
Oh god, make the pictures get out of my head, please.
No one needed that image.
Address. Shishibone City, Koiwacho 2 Chome. Transportation, line Gogura Station, 5 minutes on foot. Cost, 49,800,000 yen. Maintenance fee, 20,000 yen. Other, southeast corner room, elevator floor. Condominium fitness club membership included.
I thought it was a rental that she had.
Thank you for your interest in this property. The area around Gogura Station is a prime real estate zone for luxury condominiums. Along with future planned developments, the real estate values in and around the Gogura Station are expected to rise, and this property is not an exception. As a result, many prospective buyers are interested in this property. Around 307,000 European monies.
No, that's not too bad.
With the current living situations in most of Germany, that is awfully cheap.
Well,
unfortunately.
In Japan as well. But then again, I'm thinking of Tokyo prices, not...
Yeah, true. Shishibone is probably like large enough, but it's not Tokyo.
Yeah, exactly. So, actually hard to say if that's expensive for that time. It probably is.
Yeah.
Now, could probably add an extra 200,000 to it.
Hence, we'd like for you to understand that the selection process of this property will be done via lottery. Also, we also offer celebrity member preferential treatment, granting highly improved chances through additional lottery entries. Please feel free to inquire with our agents for more details.
Highly increased.
Executive Housing Corporation. Celebrity Account Manager Kawabata.
I highly increase it by not just adding more of your name, but by taking the others out.
Yeah, exactly. How much celebrity can I be? You know? Not how many tickets can I get in, but how can I just buy my chance?
Oh, you're talking about Kasai-san? He's Shion's watchdog. Her watchdog? Really? Yeah, he is. Shion tends to do crazy things, so she needs to have someone watch her all the time.
I think you're as crazy as Shion.
Keiichi-kun cut into the conversation. They ended up making a lot of noise, teasing each other like they always do. Shion made it sound like that man, Kasai-san, is some sort of territory boss in Okonomiya. It wouldn't be easy for me to meet him in person, but because he's Shishan's watchdog, I might be able to find a way.
Go to Angel Mort, meet Shion.
The problem, though, is that I don't have any connection to Shishan either.
Shishan or Shichan?
Shishan. We hang around every once in a while whenever she comes to Hinamizawa, but I've never called or visited her. I have no idea how we can meet. Even if I could meet Kasai-san, there's no guarantee that he'd help me. He seems like the kind of person who doesn't like to gossip about others. He told me about Rina-san at the coffee house only because Shichan pushed him to do so. Plus, the situation could grow worse very quickly while I waited for the chance to meet him, so any help he might offer could come too late. I remembered Kasai-san told me that as her next step, Rina-san usually uses her partner to threaten their catch. That would signify the end of her performance. They were going to take all of my father's money. I wasn't feeling a sense of crisis yet, but that time might be coming very soon.
I'm calling it now. She doesn't She is the one that kills Teppei.
She seems perfectly capable of that, yeah.
Because he too
Teppei
is not a good person. He's part of this. And he is double a not good person, because not only is he in on this, he's technically Rina's boss.
Did they die in the same year, by the way? I don't remember in the chapter when it started with Rina dying, if Teppei also died in that one.
We do not know, but Teppei came back to Hinamizawa after his girlfriend died.
No, the chapter where Rina died, that we had at the beginning.
There was
where
no time.
where her body was found.
Yeah, there was no time.
Was that the same chapter where Keiichi tried to kill Teppei? Or kill Teppei?
Chapter 3.
So that's the same one?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a time span of probably weeks, maybe days in between.
We don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said probably. Even as I was at school, taking a class peacefully, that man might already be at the house right at this moment, threatening my father to hand over his bank books. Once I became anxious, I could get more and more anxious. I could feel a big pressure on my chest as if the ceiling had collapsed on me.
Man, I'm so bored. My life is too peaceful.
Keiichi-kun talks to me, yawning. Is that so bad? I'd love to have a peaceful life that bore me.
Same. I don't. I wish some kind of big event would happen, like aliens coming to attack us or something. I'm not saying I'd like to have something like that every week, but at least at the end of every month or so.
That's what video games are for.
Oh, and that doesn't include our monthly test.
If aliens really did come, destroyed the Earth, and burned all of Hinamizawa, would you be satisfied? Would you?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm just saying that I want for some kind of excitement because I'm so bored.
May your life be interesting. A foreign curse.
Yeah,
yes.
Definitely. I have now lived through multiple history-changing events. I could do without. Definitely. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It never turns interesting for the better.
Yeah, no. I was talking about this with a colleague the other day. We were talking about, he's a bit older than me, and we were talking about the 90s and how life felt back then. Because it felt different. In the 90s, at least in Germany, capitalism hadn't fully hit its peak yet.
In the 90s, I could play games without ads.
In the 90s, I don't know, it felt different. And then towards the end of the decade, the end of the millennium, people got excited. Like, first there was the Y2K scare, that was way overblown, but that doesn't matter. Then, I remember the whole celebration, like, oh my god, it's not just a new year, it's not just a new decade, a new century, it's a new millennium, it's the year 2000. We live in the future, people.
I feel like what's even better is that it's currently snowing for Ranger.
Okay.
May your life be interesting can come in the form of snow, I suppose.
Yeah. They stopped having an Easter Germany. That feels pretty capitalist. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about how the country got reunified, and a lot of it does involve capitalism, actually. But I didn't know that because I was just born. But then 9/11 happened. And then things started to change.
Yeah, a lot became different after that.
Yeah, and then 2008 happened. The next financial crisis happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened in 2008?
I mean, in between, you had this whole, like, you know, the USA going to Afghanistan, Iraq, all of that. I'm just skipping over it because, you know, just the big ones. Yeah, then,
I mean, unless it's a world war, honestly, you will have war in every time.
Yeah, but especially with the internet in between becoming more mainstream, the world became a smaller place in a way. Because it wasn't just, oh, I read in a newspaper that there was an attack in a place you haven't heard of. It was instant. There were pictures.
Yeah, fair
People
enough.
from there could tell you that they're being affected.
I mean, the internet changed everything. I wouldn't say that's the biggest thing, actually. I played that one Call of Duty, so I get it.
Especially you, Ranger, who has actually been in the military. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here when I got my draft papers, because when I was around that age, when I came of age, we still had a draft over here in Germany. So I remember getting the letter in the mail and then having to go and get checked out. People undersell AI, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the thing. On top of everything else, we are currently witnessing what AI does on that scale. Yes.
Because the thing is, I think it's being undersold, because AI can do so many amazing things, actually. But the things you, as the, I'm gonna say, like, average person can just quickly do on the internet with AI right now, isn't at that point yet.
But it is. That's why the opinions are so wildly different about AI. I work with AI for a living, and a lot of the things that we want to do don't work as well as we want them to. And that can feel disappointing. It just needs more work.
Yeah, it works as shit. But you also can't spend thousands or
that's the thing,
millions of bucks in it.
That's the thing. Basically, every kebab store wants to work with AI because it's in everybody's mouth, as we say in German. Everybody has heard about it. Everybody has done something with it. Everybody has used ChatGPT or has created an image or a song or something. Everybody has tried something or knows a story. So everybody wants to do AI. And when bigger companies especially start trying it and they go, like Microsoft and stuff have put like billions into this and we're trying to get this done with like 2 people. Yeah, maybe we need to invest more money in this. It's like, yeah, you do. Getting these things set up and to work the way you want them to usually costs money. But we, Tifa, because of our jobs, we don't even see automation that, like in factories. Not people putting things together manual anymore, but robots, because they're being programmed.
That's what I'm saying. That's why AI is being undersold, because you don't see and work with the things that AI can all do. AI can already do amazing things and can take over entire processes. But the things you can do, besides ChatGPT or maybe having an image created that has 20 fingers and 1 eyeball.
They also get better at that.
It gets better, but still, it's not there yet. So it's not to the point where you go like, wow.
No, I disagree. It depends on the niche you're looking at.
And I think we're currently also living in an age where technology jumps are underrated in general, or
Look
undersold.
up AI videos, the recent ones. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there scarily fast. A year ago, Will Smith couldn't eat spaghetti. Now he can. I mean, AI Will Smith.
It's getting there, but it's not there yet.
The fuck does a kebab store need AI for? It was a figure of speech, Skinner.
They actually do need AI for
the
like their
temperature
numbers. No, for like their phone numbers.
What phone numbers?
If you call them, you get a AI voice.
Who the fuck calls a kebab store?
I'm giving you something, go with it.
I was trying to just kill that issue altogether, and then you went deeper and into a way I also couldn't follow.
To insult my 20-fingered Cyclops, Tifa.
To order a kebab? Imagine calling a kebab store. Yeah, I mean...
Hey. We had a kebab store near work that only took orders if you called them in advance.
No,
because the guy wasn't even in the store otherwise.
No, that's fishy as fuck.
It was.
That's fishy as hell.
I ordered a kebab there once before they did the call thingies.
No.
Spent half of the afternoon on the toilet.
Yeah, why would you even go there?
I'm telling you, that was after. Like, I'm guessing they didn't become that popular, and then they didn't stay in the store the entire time.
A fishy kebab? How does it stay? Yeah. Well, it doesn't stay inside, I can tell you that.
I'm just saying it exists.
Ultimately, I have no idea what Tifa's message here was.
I was trying to help you out with your weird examples.
I wish you hadn't. I feel like whatever point I tried to tell people of my standpoint that I have,
interesting times, yada yada, yeah, exactly.
You made worse.
I just wanted to talk about it snowing where Ranger is now on the 18th of April.
That's really cool. Build a snow Easter bunny. And I derailed it with AI. Tifa did, to be fair.
What? No?
Yes, carry on.
He had no idea what I've been going through, of course, and that's why he says that. But I was still irritated by his insensitivity. I couldn't understand why he wouldn't be satisfied with such a peaceful life. He never has to doubt that today and tomorrow will be as fun as yesterday. I was all too aware that boring and peaceful days could be destroyed all of a sudden. I knew that boring and peaceful days could come to an end all of a sudden because your mom wanted to divorce your dad. I knew that you could feel like you didn't belong anywhere in your own house because your dad has gotten a new girlfriend. Even so, you had to repeat the same kind of day over and over again. That's why I want to live every day happily in order to be prepared when the world comes to its end.
He's got too many incense. He doesn't have any incense because he doesn't have a sister.
No.
It's fine.
No, it didn't really work. It snowed here in April once, the time a few years back. We had the same one.
I thought mine was bad. No, I can always go lower, trust me.
Wait. Oh, Lassen's and Toller. No, they're both just as bad.
Skinner's is worse.
I'm not too sure about that.
With mine, the punchline is sex.
I guess that scores you a 0.1 point more.
Kelly's at a wedding today and I'm so happy it's indoors. Yes.
Oh, but if it was outdoors though, those would be really cool shots.
Possibly, if it's good snow.
Even if it's bad snow, when it's coming down, it's still good.
No. I don't imagine the picture of the bride in, I assume, a nice fancy dress running away from the rain, snow, sludge, hail coming down, ruining everything will make a great picture.
I thought with bad snow you just meant the not sticky snow.
No, I meant really bad snow. Just saying.
This is why they don't talk about Bruno. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Umbrella, get the umbrella. No, that's
no, give me.
Tifa, do it for your shoulders.
No, I want it.
I'm jealous of you, you know, you look so happy all the time. I wish I had that kind of skill.
You're jealous of me, huh?
How do you do it? How do you live every day not being bored but being happy? If it really is a skill, I'd love to learn how.
That's easy. All you need to do is to realize.
Realize what?
There's no way he could realize it. And it was probably better that he didn't, because that meant he was truly happy. You just need to realize that your happy days will one day come to an end. Oh, we had this conversation.
Yes, in chapter 3. Yeah.
But it wasn't here in school.
Yes, it was.
Was it in this setting?
It was everywhere. We've had that conversation with her multiple times.
Yeah, because I remember one bigger one where she was talking how you need to keep your friends or something close to your heart. And something about volcanoes erupting and everyone dying.
Yeah, which is really funny because in the end that's what happened.
Basically.
Not with lava and stuff, but with a fart, effectively.
The three of us walked home from school like we always did. Michan said goodbye to us at the corner of the street where she took her separate way home. She walked away, waving, but I chased after her. Michan! Oh, I also remember this one time where she did this. Was it also chapter 3?
Yep. Like I predicted.
What? Michan apparently thought she dropped something, and she looked around to see what she dropped. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. I saw Shichan and Kasai-san yesterday at a coffee house. And I picked up something that Kasai-san dropped while he was there. Of course he hadn't dropped anything. I was lying. If I could meet him, I'd just show him whatever. Tell him I thought it was his and apologize for my mistake.
That's genius.
Oh, well, thank you then. I'll send it over to him in that case. I'd like to give it back to him in person.
Oh, Kasai dropped his pocket.
Oh no.
My heart, he stole it.
Michan looked surprised. I couldn't blame her. I'd met him only once. It's weird to give something back in person to someone you barely know. I would like to give it back in person.
He dropped his underwear.
He dropped my underwear.
And there goes my phone. Hate it when that happens. Makes it so hard to walk, when you suddenly realize your pants are down at your ankles.
Well, that's alright, but why? He had this cute beard and these cute sunglasses. I'm so crazy about cute things. I want to take Kasai home with me. No?
This is... I mean, it works, but...
Could I fudge my true intentions with my cute mode? I tried it anyway. Michan usually takes words at their face value, and indeed she seemed to buy it. Please don't pull out his beard and take it home with you.
Oh my god, imagine she just goes up to like... I'm very happy. I expect you to actually pull my facial hair.
I wanted to, but...
Thank you for not doing that.
So, do you think I can meet him? Well, I have no idea if he's busy or not. I'll ask him when he's coming to Hinamizawa next. I needed to know when as soon as possible. Of course, I wasn't going to say I wanted to meet him today, but at least tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
Can I please move the arm? Tifa,
No.
I would really like to move
It's
the
better
arm.
for my neck.
I really don't think that.
I think that, because I feel it.
But I also feel like something has come between us.
I'll move a bit. Better?
No, now you sit in the wrong space. Please. Tifa, I see how you move. I see you from the side.
Oh.
If Tifa at one point just has her head like a...
Yeah, I can sit.
And when it
I can
stays
sit
like this,
but the thing is staying.
nobody gets to blame me.
Yeah, because reading like this is not nice.
So, do you want me to install a screen up there?
That would work actually. More like there.
Yeah, everybody, it's gonna be great when you can look straight up my nostrils mostly.
No, like there.
Dark Cloud is currently in a 5-stream streak. Tifa, sit like a human.
I am sitting like a human now. See? Against the chair.
Where's the sit like a human redeem? Why can't I see it? That's weird. It's supposed to be there. So let's just pretend he did it. Do the thing.
I am here. My head is against the thing.
Okay, I can confirm she is sitting like a human. So as I know, dropped your pocket is just a made you look kind of gesture to make someone look around. I never heard it before, but I like it.
Same, but it works.
I'll go full Patrick Bateman on it. Please no. What are you guys doing?
Seems like Reina found a new love. No.
Really? How interesting. I want to hear about it too.
I didn't want her to leave it up in the air, so I told her, I think I should give it back to him as soon as possible. I'm sure he's looking for it too.
Keep saying like a human.
But it doesn't make reading nice. Like, this is not a natural position.
Better?
No.
I think Tifa needs bigger glasses.
Michan said, okay, twice, and walked away waving.
Don't you mean, okay.
No.
Can't believe Michan prefers Keiichi's card to mine. I know it.
I hadn't yet thought about how I was going to ask for help when I would meet him. He seems to be in a higher position than Rina-san and her partner. If he agreed to help me, it would be very encouraging. But there was a possibility that he'd tell me he didn't want to interfere in other people's private matters. He could just say the whole thing was another love triangle between a father, his daughter, and his lover.
It took me a moment to realize what she's talking about, because a love triangle between a father, his daughter, and his lover reminds me of incense.
But in this context, you know what it is.
When I hear a love triangle, I only count the people that actually participate in the loving.
But Reina loves her dad, so she does.
That's a different type of love.
Yeah, but that's the love triangle we're talking about here.
I know, that's why I said I figured. You give me a lot of me energy today. Am I usually this disagreeable?
Yeah.
Oh, Tifa, bless your heart. Yeah.
Oh, Tifa. That was pretty clear what was meant with this love triangle.
Psycho, I think we're on the same wavelength here. Thank you. Bye, Reina. See you tomorrow. Not to you. I don't care. I already took it. You might not have meant it that way, but I took it anyway.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. I said goodbye to Keiichi-kun and walked home alone. After Keiichi-kun was gone, everything went quiet and my head became clear. What I needed at that moment was quiet time to think about what I should do from then on.
Hatchet.
I shouldn't depend on Kasai-san to solve my problem. He'd most likely decline my request, so I'll have to think about some alternatives. It's probably better that I just do that. A love triangle between a father, his daughter, and his lover. Those words bothered me, because I've seen an unhappy triangle like that before. That sort of thing had happened to Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun experienced it last year. He fought for his sister in a triangle with his aunt.
That's not how you use love triangle. Is that just me that finds this sense, like this use
in
of
the
the
80s.
word so weird?
You millennials just put different meaning to it. What are you? You're not even a millennial. You're...
I don't know, let me look it up.
I'm a millennial. I think you still fall under millennial too.
Millennials are generally defined as individuals born between the early 80s and the mid 90s. Tifa, you and I are millennials.
We are millennials.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Skinner, for coming to my rescue.
Fucking millennials. It's a strange phrasing, but Reina is a bit of a weird girl.
But Mion said it first.
I feel like it makes sense.
To be honest, I don't remember reading it this weird, but agree. Thank you, Psycho. Thank
It's
you.
only because Jack now put it into your mind. If he didn't say anything, it would have been perfectly fine.
Why don't you read the lines so that Reina can make like an Easter bunny and... No, I was going for a pun, but I completely fucked up the setup. It's fine.
It's okay.
I'll work on it and bring it on again later.
Even Benjima and his old ass is a millennial. Yeah, I forgot how big the time frame is. It was the same situation as mine. I'm trying to fight to protect my father. Satoshi-kun fought alone. Nobody helped him. All I did for him was give him my sympathy and compassion.
And you told him about being haunted by Oyashiro-sama?
I didn't think I could do anything more than that. I felt sorry for him, but I didn't really help him out. Irresponsibly, I tried to cheer him up, and I probably told him something that I thought would make him feel better, but that hurt him instead. That's probably the oyashiro-sama part. I recently realized how much I hurt him with my insensitivity, because Keiichi just hurt me the same way. I'm going down the same path Satoshi-kun went last year. I feel like I'm experiencing déjà vu. An unusual repetition.
And everything worked out great for Satoshi, right? We don't know. For all we know, he's off on an island somewhere sipping cocktails.
He's enjoying life in Tokyo.
Could be.
Would that mean that I'd be the one who gets demoned away this year? I should be okay. I wasn't thinking about running away from Hinamizawa. Was I? I wasn't thinking about running away from Hinamizawa, but I thought about running away from my home many times.
Yeah, she didn't specify earlier.
That's why I made the place I could escape to in the garbage dump. And then the line out of Hinamizawa is just before the garbage.
Oyashiro-sama up in the skies decreed that just around her station wagon is the outline.
But you have to put a line somewhere.
Yeah. She just went out of bounds. Sorry, shit's cursed now.
That dump happened to be in Hinamizawa. But what if it wasn't? Running there would be the same thing as running away from Hinamizawa. I shouldn't think like that. Oyashiro-sama will get mad at me.
Probably already is.
Oyashiro-sama is really scary.
Nope.
I saw flickering lights in my head. Oh no. Every time I tried to remember that time, my mind would stop working properly. Oh, is that what it is when I try to remember what happened in the last stream?
Tifa also just sees flashing lights. Oh my god. Imagine, bro. Imagine.
I remembered the vivid colors of my psychoactive drugs. The flickering lights and clouds started spreading in my head. They were so bright and annoying. Don't try too hard to remember. Don't try too hard to remember. Oh, no, no, no. I couldn't stop the flickering lights in my head. I couldn't have that feeling. I had to fill my heart with another feeling. Yeah, there was no time for these crazy flickering lights in my head. I had to think about what I should do when Kasai-san declined my request for help. I had to protect my father from Rina-san and that bad man. Wait, why was I still calling her that? Rina is Rina, 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 Rina. She's a bad person who deceived my father and tried to bring us unhappiness. Bad people bring bad things into the world without even doing anything. I kind of feel like I'm guessing it's about taking the honorific out of it. And that kind of makes me feel like when I worked in customer care and you had like a shitty customer that you had to reply to per email. Mm-hmm. And it always had this standard line like, oh, I
Dear Mr. So-and-so,
hope I informed you and I wish you, or I informed you well and I wish you a nice day. And then you just go,
kind regards.
No, you just go, I hope I informed you well, dot. I don't wish you a nice day.
I hope this information helps.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck your nice day, because I don't want you to have a nice day, so I'm taking it out of this email, and that's how you know you fucked up.
I don't recall wishing you luck. The subtle passive aggressiveness in customer service.
No, that's kind of how this feels.
A little bit. But I think with the honorifics, it's bigger of a deal.
Yeah. They're different from the other 90% of people who aren't bad. If you let them loose, they'll even ruin the people around them. When you have one bad tangerine in a box, it spread its fungus to the other tangerines around it. That's what bad people are like.
Hey, sorry to break the
Tangerine?
fourth wall for a moment, but hey, America. When you have one bad tangerine in a box, it spreads its fungus to the other tangerines around it. That's what bad people are like. Thank you. I thought that was awfully topical.
I couldn't remember how Satoshi-kun resolved his triangle last year. Huh. But I could still see the flickering lights in my head. We've got the worst arches here in America.
Kind of.
Tangerine Cobalt? Nah, he doesn't even come close to Cobalt. They're still flickering. 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 They're still flickering.
Is that her going angry, or is that just her brain trying to make sense? Also, don't tell me she has a brain tumor.
Jack immediately jumping to the worst thing out there. She just said she remembered her drugs.
Yes, she said that they gave her psychoactive drugs, and that's what happens when she tries to remember. But a symptom of brain cancer can also be that you start seeing flickering.
We're not coming with cancer in Higurashi.
The reason I'm saying it's not a tumor, good, happy, but I went that way with my thought because we have a whole potpourri of different characters that sometimes act seemingly out of character.
So you think all of them live near a factory that dumped their waste in their river, and because of that they all have some form of a mutated cancer that's affecting the entire village?
Well, for one, I wouldn't be shocked, yes, especially since they live near a river. If at the end they went with everybody was acting kind of weird because there's a company upstream that just dumps their waste and pollution into the river, I wouldn't be too shocked because shit like that actually happens. That's not the point. As I was thinking, all of these characters have shown moments where they seem to act completely out of character. And if you want to go with a whole range of different causes for this, one of them being a brain tumor wouldn't be unheard of.
So all of them suddenly have a brain tumor?
I said one of them.
Then why do the rest act the same?
For other reasons. One of them is actually the reincarnation of a god. One has DID. Another one has a tumor. I don't know.
No.
Is it a new personality or their real personality? Or is it neither and it's just a part of who?
So even your chair disagrees so hard.
Tifa, I think we need new chairs. That was the loudest one in a long time.
We can start looking.
Dark Lord, what are we? Are we the different versions? No, are we one of the different versions we present of ourselves to certain people? Or are we the total sum of all of these?
No, we are down, down, down by the river.
I can hear it at the Baldur's Gate opening. So good. Tifa is currently rewatching The Vampire Diaries.
Oh yeah.
And spoilers, but not really. There's a moment in the show where a couple of characters breaks up rather disgustingly. And she and him have a conversation, and he is kind of being a dick. And she goes, but this isn't like you. You don't act like this. And he goes, I think one of the hardest lines I've ever heard. I loved it. I don't like the show, but I loved that line. And he goes, I've always been like this. you've just never met the version of me that isn't in love with you.
Yeah.
That's a good line. And I had to think of that one. Like, is their being psycho and crazy and murderous, is that something that just happens to them for some reason? Something triggers that? Or is that just part of them? It's too late for debating the concept of a self. It never is. It never is.
It will keep coming back.
Well, we all have a face that we hide away forever and we take... Tifa, what are you doing?
And no, suddenly I felt bothered that Bruce was turned around.
I feel like the moment I start talking, Tifa goes like... anything to not be part of that. You have no idea how hurt my feelings are right now. You bitch. Well, we all have a face that we hide away forever and we take them out and show ourselves when everyone has gone. Some are satin, some are steel, some are silk and some are leather. They are the faces of a stranger, but we love to try them on. That each show from a stranger. Basically. Hot take? Was she like this and was just masked, or did something else make her do this? Are functionally the same, and debating which is empty philosophy.
It depends on what the something else is I want to argue, but I'm gonna stay out of this. The debate that you started after
I'm rocking back and forth because Tifa is
Oh.
rotating again. Thanks. You can't find out in any meaningful way.
Whether the something else is something else, or...
I feel like it doesn't matter though, because if I suddenly inject Tifa with a drug and then her personality changes, then I feel like that matters because I did something to her that changed her. See, I'm talking. Versus Tifa just suddenly lashing out with me not having done anything to trigger that.
Which is unlikely.
What?
You said that I would lash out without you having done anything to trigger that. Usually you do something. Actually, always you do something to trigger that.
Oh wait, Tifa's talking.
Bad example.
Sorry. Oh look, there's something up there. Oh, what?
I'm just saying it's a bad example.
Jack is brewing up the evil Tifa juice. No, but I will need to brew myself some more tea because I need something to drink. I think we leave a philosophical debate for all of you to decide for yourselves while we take another short break and I get something more to drink. And it's not gonna be evil Tifa juice.
Well, BRB. Say goodnight to Eli from us.
Yes, please.
Ranger.
Thank you for the lurk. And
Hope
BRB.
you can take a nap too. BRB.
Hooray!
We're back.
Indeed. More drinks. Thank you, Tifa's stomach.
That one was a soft one.
She drank nothing. She ate nothing during the break. As far as I saw.
I did not. You ready to go back?
I'm waiting for you.
Just as the swirl of flickering lights were making me dizzy, I saw my house. I also saw Rina-san's scooter parked by the side of the gate. The moment I saw the bike, the flickering lights disappeared and I regained control of myself.
I got it. Oh my god, I fucking got it.
Here it comes.
Oh, my mind is blown. I need a moment.
Okay, here it comes. I'm gonna sit really straight for this.
Chapter 3. The opening is told out of order.
The opening is told out of order. Can you...
The opening is... What day is today? I can't see the date currently.
18.
Wait.
You mean all of the openings?
Wait. Chapter 3 opening is after Keiichi killed person on scooter, which was Rina. Chapter 3 opens with Rina being found in the sewage. She is a floating corpse in the drain pipe thing, whatever.
Naked and with her intestines out.
Chapter 3 has Keiichi kill somebody who came by on a scooter. We never get any confirmation that it was him. He tries to remember and somehow he goes, yeah, it must have been him. It must have been him. I will go back and check because the guy has a tattoo. He didn't kill Teppei. He killed Rina.
But Rina is on a scooter, Teppei is on a motorbike.
Same thing.
Then who took Rina's body, tortured her, cut out her entrails?
Yes, beautiful question, Tifa, and you have the answer to that too. He buried Rina in that shittily made grave in the park or forest or whatever. And later on, when he goes back there with the police surrounding him, they start digging.
No, there he was sure it was
The
Teppei.
police start digging the place where Keiichi was looking for what he believed to be Teppei's corpse. They start digging and they hit something solid in the ground, and it is a drain pipe sticking out. He somehow managed to bury the body shittily next to a drain. It somehow got sucked in there, and the opening of chapter 3, her being found, is after that.
No, there's too many. Like I said, 1, motorbike, 2, scooter. The fact that he could have hit her at first, okay, maybe could take it. But the whole scene where he went after Teppei and bashed his brain in was very clearly not someone he did not know. Plus, the pipe that they undrained is not just an open sewage pipe that they found. It was just a water pipe that has water running through it. And not just, oh, there's a big hole here that I just dug out and someone could have just flown into this. You might have been onto something, but then you just like, bloop,
No.
it went through the sewage drain.
Stick with this. Look, even in the dark, you won't confuse a woman's with a man's body. Psycho? Hard disagree. Because I have experienced this myself. Told the story before, but this is the perfect moment to retell the story. Years ago, I still had to physically go to work before the pandemic. And one day in fall, it was getting cold outside. So I was wearing my jacket, my coat. And I already had the long hair. And I was waiting at the bus stop for the bus. I was pacing up and down, waiting for a bus that I had just missed. I was standing there alone. And as I'm walking away, somebody drives up the street. An older gentleman in his fancy, luxurious sports car. Slows down, stops right next to me. The moment I turn around, he sees me, looks me up and down, sees that I have facial hair, closes his window and accelerates. He mistook me for a prostitute.
Yeah, but have you, besides the fact that that's really funny, have you seen Rina and Teppei though?
I don't care. I don't care.
I'm sure he didn't intend to beat you to death with a bat, yeah. I don't think we're gonna convince him, otherwise
No.
Psycho...
You won't. Until the game tells me, like, not show, don't tell, but tell me.
But you haven't said yet... Also, wait. Let's say we go with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Keiichi is the one that buried Rina next to the shitty water pipe that somehow has a hole big enough to suck in an entire adult body. Who then took out her body from the sewage, tortured her, undressed her, and took out her intestines.
That happened as she went through the sewage.
Oh no! I went through this pipe. Suddenly all my clothing is gone. Someone ate my stomach.
Yeah.
Only that. Okay. The nails came from the sewers, yes. You know, while her body was flapping through the pipes, it's like through one spike, through another. Oh no! Slash straight down in the belly.
Yeah.
I think you forgot the state her body was found in for this to make sense.
Yeah. Pipes. How do they work?
Okay.
I've written it down. I believe this. I believe that.
You didn't write down the body being sucked into the water pipe after being buried.
I don't need to.
I feel like it's important.
I believe that in chapter 3, the opening is after Keiichi killed the person on the scooter, which happened to be Rina. It's VOD 30.
You're trolling.
No. That's my theory right now.
You did actually write it down, yeah.
Don't also, skip 30 minutes, go back like 25 videos on YouTube when you see it.
Another reason why it can't be true, because I'm pretty sure the investigators talk about how it's just several days before Watanagashi.
I don't recall
If I recall correctly.
See, my theory works because I don't remember details.
I'm quite sure to certain that was a thing.
Possibly, but I don't recall that.
Because I remember at one point we were like, oh, it's now several days before. Because in the previous ones it was more like weeks. You're the world's worst detective. I'm glad that's not in plural.
Reverse Batman. Yeah, my theory works if I ignore the evidence that disproves it. I have forgotten that we have evidence. I am basically what I'm pulling is I have updated the autopsy report, except I have taken out details. Yeah.
You 100% have this from your grandfather.
The reverse Batman. Jack is never prepared. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I am Bruce Wayne. If I was working with Batman, I wouldn't be Robin, I would be Titmouse.
It's a talent, that's for sure.
If you thought that was weird, look it up. Titmouse is not a kinky thing, it's a type of bird. I'm still waiting for you to read your line. I will stand by my theory.
The moment I saw the bike... I just can't. The moment I saw the bike, the flickering lights disappeared and I regained control of myself. Rina-san spent the night last night.
Wait, just like a dick sizzle? Booby I've heard of. Blue-feeted boobies.
You're like a dick sizzle.
I think I've been called a dick sizzle before, but I don't think we're meant for bird.
She told me she had to work today in the evening, so she should be leaving soon. But I didn't want to be around her, even for a little while until she left. I said I'm home, real loud, rushed into the house, pretended that my friends were waiting outside and rushed out of the house.
Then wouldn't you go, my friends are waiting for me?
No, you always have to say you're home when you walk through the door.
Okay.
But Rina-san stopped me. Hey, Rina-chan, you're home.
Rena.
Oh, yeah. Go.
Oh my god. The laziest voice actors.
Hello. This was the first time I thought Rina-san's smile was ugly. U-G-L-Y, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. You ugly.
Look it up, it's a horrible, fucked up song, but it's catchy.
It only stood to reason. I had realized the scheme she was hiding behind the smile. Your father and I went to Gogora for lunch today. There's a restaurant there that makes delicious Indian curry. My father poked his head out of the living room and he says,
I want to go there again next time we go. I really like that curry.
I wondered if he meant with me next time, or with me and her. Anyway, I hate it when Rina-san says, your father.
What is she supposed to say? Daddy?
We bought you some curry home from the restaurant. Try it later. It's very good. Have you heard of that restaurant, Reina-chan? I did know the restaurant she was talking about.
I want to point out that Tifa had the pretty good idea that when it says Reina, R-E-I-N-A, we should read it as Rena, because we made the mistake of reading Rena like Reina.
I just said Rena.
Sorry, I guess I must have a dick sizzle in my ear.
Actually, I do hear it too, funnily enough. But I am quite sure. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have said that, because now I will always associate this sound with dick sizzle. Great. I think we're gonna repeat this sound still for a while.
Yeah, probably for a while, and every time. Dick sizzle.
I'm pretty sure I said Rena earlier. Don't make me check it again. I didn't know the restaurant she was talking about. I saw it in a magazine. It's a new restaurant that just opened recently. I also remembered that it was an expensive restaurant. The amount of money they spent on the take-home curry alone must have been enough to cover the cost of all our dinners for several nights.
What do they put into the curry then? That's hella expensive.
Since I was aware of what was in the bank books, it was hard for me to stay calm. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Rina-san. Rena-chan. Now I did say Reina, but before I did not.
Validation.
No, it's not. You argued about the previous one. The previous one I said correct. Your father and I would like to talk about something with you. I'm sorry, but my friends are waiting for me, so I have to go. Aw. We're going to go treasure hunting at the garbage dump again. You really like treasure hunting, huh? I'd like to go there sometime. Well, gotta go. Bye. Every time Rina-san moved her arms or head, the scent of her perfume struck my nostrils.
My nostrils.
I hate the smell of her perfume, so I couldn't stay there a second longer. I rushed out of the house and started running to get away from her perfume. The rubber band inside me, the one called Rena, was stretched all the way to its limit. I'm pretty sure I'd explode and go crazy if the rubber band broke. I didn't want to feel like that inside my own house. My house was supposed to be the place where I could open my heart freely. I ran away. I ran away from there. I ran further and further away from there because it was no longer a place I belonged. It's not that I had a destination in mind. I was just running away. I was running to escape to a place where I did belong. Didn't I decide to fight against that woman? Didn't I decide to fight against her either by myself or with my father? But then, once I saw her fake smile, a chill ran up my back. It was like I picked up a stone, found a carpet of bugs underneath it, and put it back on the ground in a hurry. I rushed out of the house as fast as I could. Did I want to fight, or did I want to run away? Was I just choosing to spend a peaceful time at my hideout, believing that tomorrow would be the same as today? I couldn't do that. I didn't know when they'd spring their trap. I couldn't afford to waste any time. I knew that deep down. I knew that, but I just wanted to run away. I couldn't stop myself from running away. And so, I did run away. At times like this, the mattress in my hideout would feel so soft. That I knew.
I just want to give her a hug.
Let's call it a night here.
But why?
Because that was a good transition.
I don't disagree.
It even had the almost fade to black thing.
Almost fade to black. A little known term about how to pace your movies and stuff with an almost fade to black, also just called a fade between two different scenes.
Yeah, but if I say the fade to black, you know which one I'm talking about.
Do I, though? Sometimes you're being such a dick sizzle. I need to Google that. I'm pretty sure that's an adorable looking bird. Dick sizzle.
Oh, it's those.
Those are so cute.
It's basically they look
Like a sparrow.
the sparrows, but with yellow on their chest.
Yeah, kind of.
Why is it called a dick sizzle? There, no, that one. There. Named for its song, one or two sharp introductory notes followed by a fast, high warble.
Dick sizzle. Dick sizzle.
I still can't imagine the sound.
Dick sizzle. I need to YouTube that later. They look really adorable.
They're super cute.
A problematic specimen is often discussed under the name of Spiza townsendi. Alright. Apparently they are considered a pest in some places. Or something like that.
Well, they are really cute.
But are they cuter than boobies, Tifa? Blue-footed boobie. My problem with a boobie is that they have like white eyes, and that makes every animal look like they want to murder you. Kind of.
It's a very intense stare.
Yeah. Getting up a picture. Yeah. When there's enough light, like the black in the eye gets like really tiny, and it's like it's just staring at you.
They're really pretty birds though.
Yeah. And they have cute blue feet.
Yeah.
Kind of adorable.
Kind of like a Pokemon.
I'm shocked that there isn't a Dick Sizzle Pokemon.
It's gonna be the next generation.
It could be a fire type.
Fire.
Dick Sizzle?
Fire rock? No.
Fire flying. Because it's a bird. Talonflame already exists.
It's gonna
So
be.
does Ho.
I'm sure for you it will be the next Pokemon games. When are those coming out, by the way?
I don't know. We don't know when Generation 10 happens yet.
Was there no release date?
Tifa, what's the name of the games?
A and Z.
Do you sometimes retain information when we have a conversation?
Sometimes. Not always.
Pokemon Legends ZA isn't the next two games.
It was one game, yeah.
It's Pokemon Legends ZA, like Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yeah, I thought it was Z and A.
Z and Du for the German audience. Generation 10 doesn't exist yet. I'm pretty sure they're working on it, but they haven't announced anything.
You are the least person to talk about retaining information. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, but I feel like the amount of it. No, you're right. I would raise the point that an announcement for new mainline Pokemon games is technically less information to store inside my mind than all the happenings of all of Higurashi so far. But you do have a point. That is a fair statement. Unfortunately rude, but fair. Not rude. Accurate. It's only hurtful because I don't remember things.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You're enjoying this a bit too much, Tifa.
Yeah, I am.
Also, can you look at me for a second? Thank you for moving.
You put your fingers in between my glasses. Of course I can.
No, I'm trying to touch your eyebrows. You have something up there.
Oh, there's a fingerprint on my glasses.
I haven't touched her glasses.
But you did.
How?
With your
Tell me.
fingers.
With all 5 fingers in your face?
Yes, exactly.
I think it is time for Tifa to go to the living room, not to go to bed. Because Tifa has an exam to take on Tuesday and she still has 180 pages of studying material to learn. So maybe I am not the least person to talk about retaining information right now.
It's gonna suck so much.
Yeah. And when I get something wrong, it's funny for all of you. When Tifa gets too much wrong, what, you have to retake the course?
No, I can retake
Or do you get banned for life?
No, I can retake the exam. That's gonna cost like $100.
Oof.
Yeah.
My mistakes are just funny, haha. Hers are like, ew.
I wonder if I'm even gonna be allowed to take the exam, because funny thing, it's one of those official things where you get certified, and there is
out of the building. Yes.
And the rules on how you have to take it are pretty strict. Because I'm doing it online. You get like a person watching you in a meeting. So you have to have, next to doing the exam, you have to have like this thing in the background open where they can observe you the entire time. But you need to be in a room which only has one entrance. There's not allowed to be any windows or anything on the wall, such as posters, whatever. Your table that your laptop is on has to be empty, with the exception, of course, of a mouse. You must have a mouse or other kind of pointer and your laptop. You're not allowed to have anything else on there. You're not allowed to have like a bookcase or books or paper or anything in the room to avoid you hiding things in there, I suppose. And I have no such room available.
1 sec. And all of this while a guy is watching you.
Yeah.
You describe
the camera.
The camera, yeah, sorry.
The camera also, you have to sit with your back to the door, and the camera also has to be pointed at you and the door at all times. Like he has to be able to see both.
Tifa, you're describing an amateur camgirl stream.
It's basically that.
What exam are you taking? Because it sounds...
No, but
OnlyFans launching soon.
But at home, the only room where I could possibly take the exam in would be here, which is not possible because of the closet.
There's the closet there, yeah.
Yeah, and I could technically work on that side, aiming on that one. But I have a window, and the windows are definitely not allowed to be on that side. So I can't do that. So I have it work, but my work is basically a glass building. So I have no rooms that don't have a giant wall of glass. So I'm gonna... And there's a TV attached to the wall, which is mounted and you can't take off. And the trainer said that they might accept it if you like tape off the thing with like blankets and towels. So on Tuesday, while I go to work, I have to drag some blankets and towels with me because I already checked and we have nothing big enough to cover the stuff that we also have like this.
Can you take our Pokemon blanket along?
I already checked, there's nothing big enough to cover the thing, and there's also like wall decoration. It's not really decoration, it's to help with the sound. But it kind of looks like art and I have to cover all of that too.
That's a bit much.
So I have to bring blankets and towels to work so that I can basically make a...
Again, Tifa is describing an amateur camgirl stream.
asylum room. And then hope that they will agree with the glass wall that will be in my back.
Yeah, what can you do?
Because I'm not allowed to have
change the building.
Them. I'm hoping they're gonna be fine if it's behind me.
Yeah, but that's not where the door is.
The door is also there.
Oh, okay.
So they can't technically see that the entire time. It's like, who puts up these requirements? Like,
why does your work send you to an exam like this when they don't give you a room to take the exam in?
well, that's
Also,
everything.
reminder that onlyseggs.com is a real thing. You can click that. You should click that.
That is safe.
7 days a week at least.
But yeah, I'm not too confident I'm gonna actually make that exam.
I
We'll
believe in
see.
you, Tifa.
We'll see.
I have full faith that you will ace that exam. Or at least pass.
I think that's all I need to do. But yeah, we'll see.
One thing that... Gambare, Tifa-san!
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
I hate exams.
Every time
I study.
I read or hear the word Ganbare, I have to think of the opening song with Mystical Ninja Stein Goemon. Ganbare, so Ganbare. Look it up. The only thing that really annoys me about Tifa's studying thing, they don't use normal English. And I don't think... I never went to university here in Germany, I wouldn't know. But I don't get the point of like speaking plain English and then at some point you decide, I will now use a thesaurus to change synonymous words just so that I sound fancier.
It's a very dry business language.
Yeah, but why say difficult long words when normal words suffice? Now I used suffice. Are enough. See? Now I'm falling for the same problem.
I cannot tell you. I'm already happy I decided to take it in English and not in German. Because
Yeah.
I think in German that would have been absolutely horrible.
That depends, because I don't think in German we do the same thing where at some point we just decide, yeah, we're gonna make this sound more difficult on purpose, so we just use different words for everything.
It's for the thing I also posted a picture on Discord, I think last week, where
Project management.
it's a project management course, and I posted a picture of the slides where it feels like you're in science class.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I feel like it's overly complicated for no reason.
Yeah. Like, why start using variables and stuff like this when it's not necessary? We could have just used words, but it is what it is. It
So, yeah.
be what it be. And now my nose is itchy. Tifa, what did you do to me?
I feel like the material itself seems fine. I'm just scared on how they're going to ask the question. And then I don't understand how they're asking the question. And then I pick the wrong answers.
Yeah, instead of going, what is the first step? It will be like, in order to prepare for the perfect outcome, something, I don't know. I can't even think in complex words right now. Too much Higurashi on my brain. Why is my nose so itchy?
I had the same earlier.
Did you put something in my tea?
No.
Is it nose itch tea? Oh well.
Well, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Easter weekend. We'll see you again on Sunday. No,
Yes.
when are we having dinner with your family? Monday.
Monday.
Then we will see you again on Sunday. I'm gonna press the button so
We
that Jack
moved
can say
our
his.
family time to a day where we don't stream, so that we can stream in peace. I know, right?
You ready?
Yeah, you already said all the things, so just press the button.
You can still end it.
Thank you for Higurashiing with us, everybody, and I still think that Keiichi killed Rina and she got sucked into the sewage and nobody can prove me wrong.
Thank you, thank you.